built the pyramids. It's all connected, people.
Lock of the week always lands.
And legends. How are we, lads? Looks like there's not many of us today. Looks like it's going to be a pretty quick stream if things don't pick up. I think it's just Alex and Alpeg. It is. It's just Alex and Alpeg. How are you two? Good to see you two. Looks like it's going to be a cozy little stream. I thought more people would be around, you know? The Americans are awake. The Australians are usually up and about in the Discord during the day. I thought more of you guys would be awake, but that's all right. That's all good. We got some things to look at. We got Bobby Green being a YN. We can continue to laugh at the crash out of Bellamir's mum. We have got Kevin Holland talking about his $11 million paycheck that he has received from the UFC. I'll tell you what, the UFC just does not pay their athletes. And then we can look at some gambling to go into this weekend's UFC Shanghai card, and looks like we might get out of here. How's your head on the computer screen on the Mickey Ward bit? How's your head on the computer screen on the Mickey Ward bit? Oh, in the intro. I just put it in there and then AI did ridiculous mouth movements for me, you know? So that's how that worked out. Hate to be the guy, but the sound is different today. The sound should be different today. The microphone's a little bit closer to my mouth in a different position because we are at the stand-up version of the desk rather than the sit-down version of the desk. So the sound should be a touch different today. What's up, Install Driver? How are you, dude? It is an earlier stream today. It is. Aren't we lucky? Aren't we blessed? We get Dougie during a good American time zone. Aren't we all blessed? Robert Green is clearly acting up because Robert Humphrey stole his shot. Dude, Bobby Green saw that Robert Humphrey is coming into the UFC and he went, no, I will be the blackest fighter that has ever blacked around the lands of the blacks. He is going to out-black any fighter that fights in the UFC. Robert Humphrey be damned, dude. What is up, Ricky? How are you, man? Bellamir's mother is delusional, isn't she? Yes, Bananas Peanut. Yes, she... Who are you? You've been a member for 6 months. Who are you? What chat member are you? Why do you change your name? Why do you do this to me? I don't change my name. I keep everything consistent. It's the same mid-level quality stream that you've received for years. You can't just be changing your name. Do you know how hard that is for me, mate? I try and remember all of you people. But yes, Bellamir's mother, she clearly went home and got blackout drunk last night on the red wines. She clearly believes that her daughter is some sort of a women's combat sport prodigy, and couldn't handle seeing her daughter like get lit up for 3 rounds, pretty much 2 rounds essentially, and then crashed out on the internet. It was great to see, and we made a video about it today, and everyone had a good laugh. Yeah. Imagine changing your name, right? Well, we know who you are, Alex. You're Nacho's toy. You're Nacho's plaything. You're Nacho's slave. We know who you are, Alex. Yours is easy to see. What's up, mixed martial artist? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Great, Mum. You should go to the UFC and get way... Oh, yeah. She turns back to her, Mum. Mum, why don't you go in the UFC? Why don't you and take those punches to the face? Dude, she said under one of the posts that black eye is from Bella Mir beating her up. It's like, have you not seen your daughter since the fight? Have you not seen what happened to your daughter since the fight? Like, just generational crash out from Bella Mir's mother. Bellamere is the second coming of Jesus. People forget, man, Jesus was fraud checked and nailed to a cross. But then he came back as the GOAT, the greatest man that has ever lived. Yeah, Bellamere is just the next Jesus. This is her, dude. She said in one of her comments, this is part of her canon. This is part of her story. She literally said this is part of her canon. Like... There's this like journey that's opening up in front of Bellamere, and this is the part of her hero's journey where the all is lost moment happens before the old. No, what happens in the all is lost moment? Someone starts off as a nobody, then they find an old mentor, then the old mentor dies. That's the all is lost moment, and then they redeem themselves in the final scene. This was her all is lost moment in the hero's journey of Bellamere's life. Delusion. White women. White liberal women. Liberal white women. A plague on all of you. Like the Die Well coach. No, the Die Well coach knew exactly what was going on out there. The Die Well coach was like, get out there and die well. You're losing this fight, but lose this fight with honor. Bellamere's mum, completely different levels of insanity. It's an early one. Thanks, Alex, for the notification. The King of Craft is here, boys. Bow your heads, everyone. Jimmy called yesterday's Dana White's Contender Series card 100% perfectly. Insane work from Jim. Well done, Jim. Well done, dude. It's a canon event. It's a canon event. Imagine if she had gotten drunk and given us some like Conor McGregor voice notes on Twitter. Like, I would love to have heard how she said, it's a canon event. This is a canon event in my daughter's life. It's a canon event. Bellamere's mum for sure drinks box wine. Oh, yeah. She's got 2 cats. She doesn't have a job. Her entire life revolves around getting her hair, nails, and makeup done. She has a personal trainer. You know what I'm talking about. And she drinks box wine and hates Frank Mir. You could just get a read of her straight away by the way that she was typing those comments out yesterday. Biggest upset in MMA history. Give me my title on site now. You know what, Jim? You should change your name. You should change your name from Jim is trying to Jim is King Crafty. I think you've earned it. When Nacho was like, it doesn't count yesterday, it's only Contender Series. I'm like, dude, he picked a perfect card on a card that had the biggest underdog in UFC history, and he picked it correct. Can we not give Jim some flowers? Can we not give Jim some Restepka here? Box wine is lethal stuff. Me and my mates used to drink that goon bag stuff so much. Goon of Fortune, a great Australian drinking game. You go back to the clothesline in the backyard. And in Australia, our clotheslines, they spin in a circle. There's a name for them, but I can't remember it right now. But they're on a pole, and they're out like a wired umbrella. They're like an umbrella without the sheet over the top. It's just wiring, and they spin. Either way, you stand a hills hoist, not a hills hoist. It might be a hills hoist. It could be a hills hoist. Either way, you stand underneath this wired umbrella, and you spin it around. You spin this wired umbrella around with a goon bag pegged to the clothesline. And whoever the goon bag stops in front of, they have to drink. Why teenagers need to play drinking games, I don't know. Just drink. Just drink until you get good and drunk. Bella is from a parallel... Yeah, Bella is from a parallel universe, you see. She's waltzing through reality to be the GOAT. Jim is crafting. That's the name. Nacho is always trying to keep a brother down. It's because you're part of the Armanites. It's because you're against the Jagged Rebellion. That's why. That's why he has a deep-seated hate for you. Hills Hoist? Was it a Hills Hoist? You goon? No, I don't drink goon anymore. But back in the day, boy, did I put down some goon. Is Dougie explaining his spinning goon technique again? You know what? Funnily enough, I am explaining a spinning goon technique. Not the one that you Americans are thinking of, you dirty, dirty degenerates. But in Australia, we have a very wholesome spinning goon technique that all the boys play in the backyard with each other. Not as gay as it sounds in that sentence. That sentence does make it sound rather gay, but it's not as gay as it sounds. We will have more perfect cards, believe me. I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all, Jim. I think that was a fluke. I'm an Armanite too. Armanites, stand up. Stand up. I had a choice to make this morning. I had a very difficult choice to make this morning, chat. When I woke up and I looked at Twitter and I decided what video I was going to make today, I thought, do I make a video insulting Bellamere? Do I make a video trashing women? Or do I make a video trashing Charles Oliveira and glazing Armin Sarukian? Do you know how hard that choice was to make, chat, as a content creator? Do you understand the turmoil that I went through this morning? Imagine waking up in the morning, full-blown erection, looking at your phone and going, Jesus, I can either trash Charles Oliveira and glaze Armin Sarukian, or I can trash a white liberal woman. Do you know how hard it is to pick between those two glorious options? Do you know how hard it is? I should have made 2 videos today and skipped the live stream. The Jagged Rebellion, you mean the right side of history? We will write the history once the Jagged Rebellion is crushed. I'm picking Armin to beat Ruffy, and another Armanite joins the cause of the Empire. Another Armanite joins the Empire's Legion. Hail, hail Armin Sarukian. Our goon goes in boxes. Our goon does go in boxes. It's not as gay as it sounds. It's not as gay as it sounds. Pleasure to be with other Armin enthusiasts. You know, I think we should make this an Armin-only channel. Just completely strip the channel bare. Or maybe we just delete Dougie's Corner, start again on the hilltop, turn it into an MMA channel, and it's for Armin Sarukian enthusiasts only. You're broke! What's up, Cayman? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. You're poor! Was it true that Andrew Tate was renting his Bugattis? I saw this on Twitter, but you know how Twitter is. You know how Twitter be, chat. 99% of Twitter is just made up stuff. Is it true? Is Andrew Tate one giant fraud? I mean, we know he's a fraud in our community, the MMA community. We know he's a fraud in combat sports, but is he a fraud everywhere in life? A fluke, you say? Need I remind you of the first card I ever picked? You must. Yes, actually. Yes, please do remind me of the first card you ever picked. I thought the video was about Layla when I clicked it. Little bait and switch there. You'd think Layla was toxic, but no, this one's far worse. I am not an Armanite, though. It's like being against Israel and Palestine. There are third ways. No, you're an Armanite. You're an Armanite. I have no idea. I don't follow Andrew Tate. Fair enough. Fair enough. Armin's Corner. That's what we'll rename the new channel. We'll rename Hilltop to Armin's Corner. That's a great idea. Shall we jump over to Twitter and have a look at Bobby Green being a YN? Would you guys like to enjoy this? Would you guys want to enjoy this with me? You want to see Bobby Green's new YN escapades? You guys want to see what Bobby Green's new... Let's do a bit of a poll here first, though. I want to do this. Who is the more toxic woman? Nope, that's the wrong button. Who's the more toxic woman? Who's the more toxic woman, chat? Is it Layla Gary or Bellamere's mum? Who's the more toxic woman, eh, chat? Hey? Well, I got 11 and 12 in my first card. It's pretty close. That's pretty close, but that's not perfect. All right, we've all gotten close to perfect cards, but that Jim Boy is not a perfect card. So like I said, you did it once. I'm willing to give you full credit. You've changed your name to Jim is Crafty, and I love that for you. But you didn't get 2 perfect cards. Apparently, he rented them to avoid having them seized by the government, but who knows? But the car rental company could just... That doesn't protect you at all. you would assume that the government would want to, one, either seize his assets to stop him traveling or whatever, stop him selling them just to lock him down, seize his assets, or two, seize his assets and use them for evidence. If it's a car rental company, they can just freeze his bank account and that way he can't continue to rent the cars. If he did anything illegal in those cars, they could seize them for evidence anyway. That doesn't protect you from the government getting involved in your life, renting the Bugattis. How are you, MMA Master? Good to see you, dude. I hope you're well, brother. I hope you are well. I hope you're well. You guys still think Layla Gary is more toxic than Bellamir's mum? That's wild. I get. What's the most toxic thing Layla Gary's ever done to Ian? Tried to get him to fight Hamzat Chimaev is probably the most toxic thing. And then she did sit in the front row wearing nipple pasties under that lace-up dress that she has while getting Ian Gary to walk out to the Layla song. She is quite toxic too. Well, it's not even close. Mrs. Mir is trying to protect her daughter. It's delusional cope, but come on, Layla is genuinely an awful person. Not even similar. What makes Layla such an awful person? Ian's the one that goes along with it all. Like, Layla is just being selfish. She's moved in her husband. She's made Ian a vegan. She's just being selfish. She's not delusional. Bellamir's mum seems delusional, where Layla just seems like a selfish human being, right? Right? Anyway, Bobby Green being a YN. Let's get over to some MMA stuff, shall we, chap? Apparently, that is why he didn't want to purchase the cars outright, because he thought they would eventually be seized, potentially. Yeah, but rental cars can be seized. Rental cars would be easier to seize, because they're rentals. Rental cars would be easier to seize, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Although I've never had the FBI and NATO and Australia and the UK and the EU. I've never had all of those organizations after me at once. Maybe one day, but not today, chat. Bobby Green. Being a YN. Bobby Green was on the highway with Arnold Barboza Jr. driving one of his cars. Bobby Green thought, not today. Not today. I'm not losing my YN king status in the UFC. It wasn't my fault, officer. Officer, it wasn't my fault. Why are you pulling me over, officer? Why are you pressing me, officer? It wasn't my fault, officer. It wasn't my fault at all, officer. You being racist and shit, officer. Apparently that's why I didn't want to. Umar is a decision merchant. Umar is a decision merchant. We're going to see what the money line is for Umar to get the win this weekend. But what is the money worth on an Umar decision? Because I think there's a very high chance that it's going to be an Umar decision, man. It doesn't cost $1 million to rent those cars, so it's cheaper is the point I'm trying to say. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt that, like, if you want a supercar, it's cheaper to just rent it. If you want a boat, it's cheaper to just rent it. There's no doubt about that. So maybe, like, he was renting them because it's just more frugally smart. Frugally intelligent. Yeah, could be that. Is Jack Jenkins winning this weekend? You know he is, dude. Jack Jenkins could be the lock. I'm not sure what the lock is going to be. Nacho hasn't told me. But Jack Jenkins could be the lock this weekend. Jack Jenkins, TKO, under 2.5. That looks like a tasty lock to me. Jenkins whipping out them low kicks. Then he can't make old Sean the Spider Woodson rangy. And then he closes the distance and just puts it on him. Crumples Sean Woodson late in the second round. Oh, feels good to me, man. That feels good to me. That's a good prediction right there. I like that prediction. Right there. Not worthy of a dap. That's retarded. Well, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. Did he go and do it again? Please don't tell me he got up and did it again. He did get up and do it again. Fucking Bobby Green. He loves that life. Umar and Song Yadong. What are the fights this weekend? This weekend's card is Umar Nurmagomedov and Song Yadong. This is the fight card. You got Umar Nurmagomedov, Song Yadong, Yan Xiaonan versus Denise Gomes, Kaya Sakura versus Anquele, Alex Perez versus Sumudwaji, Silu versus Levi Rodriguez Jr. We got Recon's mate Bilal Hussein versus Nelson Rojas. And just talking about Recon's mate Bilal Hussein. Listen, Recon, I'm happy he's your mate. I'm happy he's one of your boys, but like, I'm not gonna stop clowning along with the MMA community just because he's your mate. That would be disingenuous, okay? That would be disingenuous. This guy, your mate. The whole MMA, you need to be ready for this, Recon. The entire MMA community is going to call him gay. All right? They're going to call him gay. You can't be taking photos like this in MMA. What am I meant to do, Recon? Just sit on the sidelines and not jump in? If this was in high school, I'd still like be his mate and have fun with him. But if all the boys were bantering around at lunchtime in the playground, we're calling him gay. All right? You know what? I know. You know exactly what's coming for this bloke. The bug will sting Jack. No, he will not. Jack Jenkins is going to win that fight. I feel it in my heart. Goat Lyle is the lock of the year, you mad fools. Goat Lyle, I know he's your mate, Recon. I know he's your boy. You went and supported him at the Apex. You were in the front row. You were in Las Vegas when he fought on Contender Series with the boys. Respect to him, mad respect to him, but like, you got to know the tsunami that is coming after this kid. Why does he look like me? Why do you look like this? It's only going to make it funnier when he keeps winning. Yeah, no, dude, it's like, it's all good. Listen, Dan Hooker is actually gay, and we all love Dan Hooker. Nobody gives a shit. This is just going to be for the banter. It's going to happen, Recon. You know, if this was any other fighter other than your mate, you know exactly what's coming. You know exactly what's coming, dude. Imagine below with 100% finish rate, dude. Dude, being gay is kind of the best base of MMA at the moment. You know, you got Ian Gary, you got Peyton Talbot, you got Dan Hooker, you got John Jones. The GOAT's gay. The GOAT's gay. People forget, man. The GOAT is gay. Jack versus Morales, rumor true? How am I meant to know, mate? I'll text JDM now. I'll just get on the blower with JDM right now and see what he says, mate. I'll get on the blower with him right now and see what he says. Imagine Hooker likes the black guys. I don't know Hooker's tastes in men. I don't know which kind of guys he likes. Although he is in New Zealand, so probably like, you know, big tonguing boys, hey, Dan Hooker, bring me that ass, hey, you know, probably something like that. Delicious, clean, nutrients of life. How are you, mate, Rocket? Good to see you, man. I hope you're well, brother. What's been going on, dude? Can confirm Bilal likes women despite the zesty Michael Jackson dance moves. His girlfriend was in Vegas. Dan Hooker had a girlfriend. It was Dan Hooker's girlfriend that outed him because he wouldn't leave his wife as a gay guy. It's 2026, big boy. It's 2020. Having a girlfriend, having a beard means literally nothing these days. The MMA community is going to see this, Recon, and the MMA community is going to react the way the MMA community always reacts. You're going to get down and blow JDM right now? What? Sorry? Huh? Oh, no, get him on the blower, mate. Get him up on the phone, mate. You know, meet him down at the pub for a few ciggies, mate. Apparently 6'3" Kiwi blokes. There you go. That's what Dan Hooker enjoys. Bilal moonwalking next to your unconscious corpse will be good. Why next to me? Number one, Bilal cannot make me unconscious. I am now officially a trained Muay Thai fighter, so he better watch himself. And number two, he knows exactly what's going to happen when he starts doing this, and it's all part of the banter. That 6'3" Kiwi boy is Allberg. You know, it all makes sense now. Dan Hooker used to be Izzy's little plaything, but then Carlos Allberg became the king of the gym. So now Dan Hooker has pledged his allegiance to Carlos Allberg, and Izzy's jealous, and that's why he's leaving the gym. MMA Master understands. MMA Master is also friends with Benil Dariush, and I get it. You guys are close to these fighters. I understand. It's just jokes. You do realize, right? You guys do realize that if we the talking heads, don't make jokes at the fighter's expense and just talk with 100% respectability all the time, you get Michael Chiesa's channel. You get Anthony Smith's channel. You get Michael Chandler's channel. You know that there are a million MMA fighters out there that have their own podcast where they're 100% respectful to all the fighters all the time. There's no banter. That's the point. That's the point of all of this. Hooker's wife is an Aussie. No, that checks out, actually, with the way Aussie women are. No, why he had to go and run to men to get pleasure. Having a girlfriend means Dougie. Dougie being a perfect example of this. Having a girlfriend means nothing. Dougie is a perfect example of this. I'm a straight man, thank you very much. Fiercely straight. What in the ASMR is wrong with the audio today? I could hear the water hitting your stomach. Okay, then. Why? What do we do with microphone? I don't want to fiddle with the mic settings because it'll be back tomorrow. I'll just mute it every time I drink some water. Dan pledged his body to the Jags. He did indeed. Dariush has a heart of gold and a chin of glass. Dariush is a great guy. Dariush is a Christian, family man. He's a great guy. But every single time that Beneil Dariush gets in the cage to fight a power puncher, we're clowning on him. I can't wait for a fighter from Dougie's gym to make it big to the big show. It'll probably be Dougie. It's definitely not going to be a 37-year-old pool noodle handler. It's definitely not going to be me. Oh yeah. If I was friends with a fighter the way that you are friends with the great Bilal, I'd 100% be running defense for them all the time. All the time. I'd be making up narratives. I'd be making up propaganda. I'd be in their corner non-stop. We're all tards that like the banter. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the banter, right? You're as straight as a ruler, lad. Straight as a ruler. Straight as a ruler, mate. Fix it. I can't fix it. The only reason it sounds like this is because the desk is in standing mode, so the microphone's at a slightly different angle to my mouth. The audio settings are actually perfect for when I'm sitting down. I haven't been to work today, and I don't know how you people sit. Not you guys, because actually we're in here with just the people that train MMA. I don't know how people sit in offices all day. I can't sit down all day in an office chair. I'd rather blow my fucking brains out than sit down in an office chair. Who gives Khabib a tougher fight? Prime Tony Ferguson or Prime Beneil Dariush? I honestly, I know MMA Masters in here and he's mates with Beneil, but I still think Tony Ferguson. I think Tony Ferguson was able to be more impactful with his damage than Beneil was. Beneil had great control and very good ground and pound, but I really think it's just because of the sharpness of Tony's elbows that he could implement more impact-based scoring. Do you ever, Max and Mitch, your ground and pack when you put leather on leather, mitts on glove? Mr. C, I got something to show you, dude. I think you're going to enjoy this. All right, let's go over to the holding screen for when I take a piss. Check this out, Mr. C. Where is it? Where is it?
Joel Alvarez is...
No. Here you go, Mr. C.
Leather on leather. Mitts on gloves. Real fighter mentality.
There you go, dude. You're officially in the holding screen, Mr. C. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. What's up, Dean Thomas was right. That's a brutal name, dude. Jesus Christ. At the risk of sounding zesty, I'm about to head to my gymnastics gym. Is your whole team full of it, Recon? Is this a plague on you? Do we need to get an AIDS test down to your team, Recon? Gymnastics. What's up, Fan? How are you, dude? I just watched 3 ads for the live. You're welcome. Thank you, Jim is getting crafty. Jim is paying commercials. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, dude. Gymnastics is the best exercise. Don't let Dougie be your coach. He'll deal with you. Honestly, I should be doing gymnastics. I have a confession to make, chat. I have a confession to make. Last night after dinner, as you guys know, my girlfriend is Pilates. She does Pilates. That is her trade. I asked her to, like, not in a sexual way, in a proper, serious way, stretch me out for 10 to 15 minutes last night. I asked her to take me through a stretching routine, show me stretches. I asked her for her help. I asked a woman for help. I said I need a nightly stretching routine. Because I have learnt that I cannot kick above the calf without causing severe pain to my hamstrings. I need to get flexibility. So maybe gymnastics isn't the worst idea when you're trying to move the body around. I can't wait to go crazy gambling on this card. Good for you, Mate Rocket. I'm staying well away from the gambling, but that doesn't mean I can't pump the odds to you guys in the hopes of one day getting a gambling sponsor. Recon is a great guy and a fighter and was the only person that didn't make fun of my MMA fight. Well, Recon's a solid dude. Recon's a solid dude. I literally can't sit in the office all day. I literally have to go outside and do something every few hours. I'm slowly digging a tree stump out of the ground. I like that install driver. I'm exactly the same way. I can't sit in an office all day. It would drive me mad. Who wins in a Muay Thai fight? Current Benil Dariush or Dougie with brass knuckles? Current Benil... No, you know what? He does have no chin. I think I could take him. Prime Benny versus Islam could have been a great fight back in 2022. That would have been a good one. That would have been a really good one, especially since Islam wasn't all that in a bit back in the day. You know, Arman Sarukian, how do people forget, man? Arman Sarukian beat Islam Makhachev already. I was going to make an AI clip of you and Nacho fighting, but I couldn't find an AI tool to do it. Make us cartoons and then put us in Grok. Or apparently Meta AI has free video now, Jim. So I might be switching over all of my AI usage to Meta AI. How sad is Chandler's next opponent going to be? Why would they be sad? Belongs to Nacho. Why would they be sad? Chandler's next opponent should be Anshul Jubilee. Oh, I don't want to risk Anshul Jubilee getting a win, though. Because I think Anshul Jubilee could take him. I wish Yuri used to be come here all the time and just abandoned us. I think he is probably this guy. Dean Thomas was right. Dougie said my girlfriend is Pilates. She is Pilates. Pilates is great for different sex positions. No, but I need Pilates to open up my hips and hamstring. She stretched you out, all right? Not in a sexual way, chat. There's no way you can do a naughty stretching routine and not be a nightly stretching routine and not be. I know. I know it's over for me, Jim. I was saying to her last night as I was doing the stretches, combat sports makes you gay. Look at me right now. Look at the position that I'm in. Combat sports makes you gay. I'm picking Umar to beat Song, mark my words. All right, Dean Thomas was right. You know, that's a hot pick, mate, but I think you'll be okay. Stretching is hella important, especially in your 30s. Yeah, now I'm approaching my 40s. That's when it really starts to matter. Tell me about it, install driver. Did your misso travel to India to learn Pilates with a bunch of hippies? No, she went to a school. There will be no gambling for me this week besides the $2.50 parlay I put on. I'm going to take the week off gambling this week only because I'm not going to be on camera for this weekend's Fight Night card. I'd rather roll the dice for the last dollar in front of the boys. Unless there's hot women in the office, that's an even worse office because then they run the office with HR bullshit. That's an even worse office. We shouldn't be, there should be segregation. We shouldn't be working together or talking to them. Dougie, slow as a sluggy, always handing out tuggies. Boy, isn't he funnies. Thank you, Ricky. Betsam and Mason Jones getting standing TKO'd was exactly like Gaethje Ferguson, and I can't unthink that. Betsam said Mason Jones getting standing TKO'd. I thought Betsam got TKO'd by Mason Jones for a second there. Hang on. Was exactly like Gaethje Ferguson. Yeah, I get what he's saying, right? Like, he's saying that, like, Tony Ferguson got the shit beaten out of him so badly that phenomenal Tony Ferguson jaw and grit was never the same again. Mason Jones has been known forever by his jaw and his grit, and now it's finally cracked. Is this the end for Mason Jones? That's not a bad comparison from old Betsam there. For the record, this is my second time going to gymnastics gym. I am only going to train my flips. I can backflip on a flat ground, but I want to do them off the drop so I can become the Street Beef's Justin Gaethje. You see, Recon is becoming gay for the aura, chat. This is the thing when you do combat sports. You become gay for the aura. Personally, I stretch my girlfriend out, not the other way around, but whatever floats your boat. It's for training purposes. We will flip off the cage, and it's going to be fucking epic, Recon. It's going to be epic, mate. What's up, Owen? How are you, dude? What food did I eat in India? All the regular stuff that they have, you know, a lot of curries, a lot of rice, a lot of roti bread. But the weirdest thing I ate was lamb's brain. I had a lamb's brain soup once. Don't you dare end the stream while I'm out. I am not daring ending the stream for at least another hour. Yeah. Dougie, can we get a Pilates stream for the right price? No, you're not gooning over my girlfriend, you disgusting bastards. I'm going to take the week off gambling only because I'm not on camera. I'll be back next week. I was trying to find the card for this for Hex this weekend. I couldn't find it anywhere. Are you going to be watching? I'm going to be at Hex this weekend. That's why I'm not going to be live this weekend. Hex is happening at the exact same time as UFC Shanghai, so I'm going to be live for that. Dougie, time for you to start a failing MMA career at 43 years old. What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing? Starting Muay Thai at 37. Hello? I've tried my luck at becoming a MMA media member. I've tried my luck at creating a YouTube channel, at creating a social media income. It has clearly failed. So now I'm going to become a lolcow and get beaten up on circus fights. What are you not seeing here as part of the greater plan, Ricky? I'm going to get knocked out for 5-5 on Misfits. This is the plan. Hello, Ricky, wake up. Is it really fair for Recon to be fighting a bunch of them in street beefs? Yes, it is. They chose to be in there with a killer like Recon. Good luck to them. I ate raw horse sashimi in Japan. That's actually how I got my physique. I'm practically over him. People forget, man. Horse meat. Horse meat is the key. I prefer to eat KFC. You know, they say that they put growth hormone in the chickens of the Kentucky Fried chickens. So I gorged on KFC for an entire year. That's how I got my phenomenal figure, chat. That's how I got my phenomenal figure. By gorging on KFC for a year. Who are you going to be watching, I said? I want to know who's on the card. Oh, who's on the Hex card? Have you tried just typing in Hex 39 into Tapology? Hex 39 Tapology. Let's have a look. People forget, man. There you go. It's right here. Oh, this is not in Melbourne. Hex MMA Melbourne Tapology. Hex Fight Series. There we go. Road to Hex. Dude, people forget Hex has got its own contender series, and I accidentally bought its pay-per-view once. Hex Fight Series. Hex. Oh. Oh. Hex 38. Hex 36. Where's Hex 39? Huh. You're right, it's not here. I guess it doesn't have a Tapology for this weekend. Too bad we can't see the great Indians that are going to be on it. People talking about Umar's kicking game like it's a perfect counter to Song Yadong. But when Yarn fought Song with a heavy kick straight, Song just blitzed through them and would hit Yarn. Yarn had to stop kicking. That might be Song's game plan here, which is why you're picking Song Yadong, aren't you, Owen? I think you're the only one in the world picking Song Yadong. And if you see that gap in the game of Song and Umar, that's a very clever thing that you've picked up there, Owen, man. Good luck to you, dude. Possibly on, but I feel like Umar is going to implement a super boring lay and pray style in this fight. I tend to agree with Meat Rocket here, Owen, man. Start doing steroids then? I will start doing steroids. Why do you think I'm going to Southeast Asia? Man, I don't know about the growth hormone in KFC anymore. Their pieces are tiny these days, nothing what it used to be. Yeah, maybe they took out the human growth hormone. What is a super genetically engineered, commercially available food with growth hormone in it so I can suck the growth hormone out of the meat, chat? Couldn't even find it on their page. Dude, their page is not good. One of these days, we need to watch MMA Masters fight and my Street Beefs boxing match. People forget, man. MMA Master put Gaziev to shame. Ah, the physique of a champion, you say. I see what you're saying. MMA Master has got the physique of an absolute Chad, you say. Doug is going to sex MMA, but his dyslexia makes him see Hex. What is this? Why is there a cage and everyone inside of it is covered in leather? What is this? Where are the fight announcements? That's not grappling. What What's up, TK? What's up, Timmy? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Been a while, brother. How you been? Greetings and salutations to all the fine examples of manhood in the chat, and of course, boo the communists. Well done, Tim. I'm punting this weekend on the UFC, and I will join the stream. Who is Recon? And he is trained up. Recon's a new member of the live stream community. He is from America. He is a Muay Thai fighter, MMA practitioner who has already had one Street Beefs fight. He's an absolute Chad, and he has his own UFC channel. Check it out there. Recon MMA. Same channel, same name, Tim. So check him out. He's an absolute Chad of a bloke, dude. I expect the usual winning fighter from you this weekend, Dougie, with zero idea of the winning method. Thank you, Tim. It is my way of picking fights. I hear you made bank in my absence, Dougie. Do not stop for this card. Oh, I will not stop, Tim, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be live streaming this card. I'm going to be away for this card. So the plan is to jump back on the gambling next week, dude. I can't wait to corner Dougie's corner in his Hex debut. MMA Master, me, BBC Junior will be the corner team, with our travel funded, of course, by Wagoneer. You know, Wagoneer would probably be down to do that just for the lols. Where is that guy? Where is that guy? The sports car company is asking for their first payment of the car that I leased. And I was like, I really thought he'd be here every day and I had finally made it, chat. You know, that Maserati in the driveway, the bills are racking up daily. Those things are expensive to lease. And I really thought Wagoneer would be here more often. I'm not going to be able to afford to pay that bill. I'm going to have to crash it. Why did Australia and New Zealand become the first countries to allow them to vote? Because we are liberal strongholds. We are liberal strongholds. My MMA fight is absolutely terrible. Can't be as bad as bedtime MMAs. Doug, have you seen Home Alone 2? I mean, many years ago, like 25 years ago. The mum died, the bird lady died, Tim Curry died. Is Trump next? Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Iran gets him out of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Iran, because the Israeli government, Mossad, did say that there were plans to take him out of the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Iran was to take him out of the game. Did you ever sign up for the YouTube creator partnerships like I told you to? I did. And for some reason, no one wants to sponsor me. Have these people ever been to a communist country? Communism is great, dude. Vietnam, great country. Serbia, great country. Russia, phenomenal country. Scott Morrison or Anthony Albanese? Neither. You know what you guys should Google? The 2025 Nepal Discord. That's the solution. Imagine joining Dougie's chat one time just to dono-mog everyone and then never show up again. What a Chad. Wagoneer, we'll never forget him. Recon is Muay Thai man like myself, providing himself as a real N-word right off the bat. Well done, Recon. Good stuff. But good to have you back, Tim. What is up? Hey, my man, it's not cool to diss our country like that. That's misinformation. All right, Eric, good to see you, dude. Dougie is also part of the Muay Thai fighters in the chat, dude. We as fighters know the game. Did you see the floods in Nepal? I did. Imagine how they punished them. The crazy thing that being all right. You're not wrong, but let us move on. Isn't Bilal Hassan gay? What a funny thing that's happened there, chat. What were the other things that I had bookmarked for the chat? Where are my bookmarks? We're going deep down the MMA rabbit hole here. Kevin Holland says he is not the fighter that Dana White was talking about me. When Dana White said that one of the people who has been on Contender Series has made $11 million and never fought for a championship.
I'll tell y'all one thing right now. Man made $11 million, but I don't have like 4 kids, paid taxes, got divorced 3 times. Shit's fucked up.
Not me. Don't do that shit.
Y'all, it's the $11 million man. I'm here to tell y'all one thing right now. Man made $11 million, but I don't have like 4 kids, paid taxes, got divorced 3 times. Shit's fucked up.
Got divorced 3 times. And this is why I say, chat. What do I say, chat? What do I teach you, my young chat? My beautiful young men of the chat. What do I teach you? What do I tell you, chat? Never get married. Never. Never. Ever. Get married. Never. Dougie Muay Thai is the new ray gun of Australia, making a fool out of himself. No, I'm trying. I'm actually trying. A lot of us Muay Thai fighters look up to Dougie. It's rare to see Superlek or Rod Tang in here. You know, it's real fighter shit, chat. It's real fighter shit. It's the just mitts in gloves. Mitts in gloves. There it is.
Leather on leather. Mitts on gloves. Real fighter mentality.
And that's what the whole channel's about, chat. That's what the whole channel is about. I think the fighter Dana was talking about is Carlos Ulberg. No, I think it's Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland then went out and said that it wasn't him because, you know, he's trying to keep the eyes off him, you know, keep the streets off him. Either him or Dan Ige. I don't see how Dan Ige would have made 11 mil. No, I think it's Kevin Holland. Because I think Kevin Holland would have gotten a major pay bump for taking the Hamzat Chimaev fight on short notice. Has 4 kids? How many is 4 kids, man? Kevin Holland isn't beating the stereotypes. None of them are. Bobby Green, people forget, man. Number 1, Bilal Hussein is huge for the weight class. He's going to cut weight twice in 2 weeks. He is flying halfway around the world. He is not fighting an Indian. Now, Recon is still here. I want to talk about Bilal Hussein and my pick for the Bilal Hussein fight because I was looking at his opponent's record and it's quite good. He's fought like a good skill level of competition. And yeah, Bilal has cut weight twice and now he does have to fly all the way to China. And you are everything that you've said is correct. Everything that you have said is correct. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to pick Bilal. Or I'm not going to pick Bilal, or that I not am going to pick Bilal, but I'm not saying that I am going to pick Bilal. I don't want to talk about it while Recon's here. It's his friend. Are you going to tell the missus that? What, never get married? Yeah, I've said it plenty of times. Don't get married unless you're a Christian Chad that finds a traditional Christian woman. No, don't do that. No, that's terrible advice. No, the courts don't care if at one time she was a traditional Christian woman because she might have changed her mind in 5 years and want half your stuff. Mitts on gloves, tits on men. Dougie's pulling a milkman. Can't wait for your coach to find the stream and confront you about your claims. Oh, I know. I think he's already found it because I said I had good cardio. And then the next day he was like, why don't we do this? A few dudes in my gym know about my channel. I don't advertise it. I'm not saying shit about my channel at the gym. I want to see Max versus... What's up, Darklight? How are you, beautiful bastard? Where am I up to? I want to see Max versus Holland for the BMF belt. Max Holloway versus Kevin Holland for the BMF belt. That would be sick, actually, Joe Swanson. That would be a sick one. How are you, Darklight? I hope you're good, dude. I hope Bilal Hussein loses. The only Bilal we need is Bilal Muhammad. No, I hope Bilal Hussein wins. It's a tough fight, though. It's a tough fight. His opponent is also on short notice and makes flyweight easy. There you go. Recon believes that Bilal Hussein's got a chance, mate. Dougie, have you told the lads at your gym about your channel? No, I'm not saying shit about my channel. No, God, no. Is Bella Mir like the current Kobe Bryant? No, she is not. The crash out from her mum. This is part of her canon. This is part of her story. This was a humiliation ritual. You start this right now, Dougie, no matter how long it takes and how awkward you look, you keep your limb loose and tense to the point of impact. This is the real power. I'll be all right, Tim. I'm taking every bit of feedback that I can get as I begin this journey. People forget you don't have to get married in the eyes of the government. Tell me about it, Jim. They do everything they can to try and take half of our stuff. Dougie, how many times have you done Molly? And by Molly, I mean Mike. Okay, Ricky, very funny, dude. Jesus Christ, man. That is literally everything that we had bookmarked. Let's see if anything has come out of the media day. We got 112 new posts. Kevin Holland says that it's not him. Jose Delgado has told everyone that Gene Silver is a coward, and he said he's going to put him down like a dog at UFC Noche. I expect a freaking stunner over KO. Gene Silver is an illusion. He is a coward. I really don't like Gene Silver, and I don't think that Jose Delgado is going to win, but good God, do I hope that Jose Delgado does win. I really don't like Gene Silver. He annoys the shit out of me. Annoys the shit out of me. Dougie talks shit about Beneil Dariush, but no problem, but Bilal is off limits. Well, you know, Beneil Dariush has been proven, you know, and Bilal Hassan still has hope. He still has hope. Tim, you need to be here every weekend. We do love Tim. He is good. Alex Alpaca looks like a female Patty Pimlet with a protruding rib cage like Edmund Shabazian. Okay. All right, Joe. There you go. I don't think she looks that much like Patty Pimlet. I think she looks like a female. But, you know, there you go. I can't stand Gene Silver. Gene Silver is a tart of the highest order. Thank you. God almighty. Thank God. Oh, my God. That's refreshing. So many people like Gene Silver, and I find him, like, insanely annoying. Insanely annoying. So I do hope that Jose Delgado knocks his teeth down into his skull. Mr. Tim recently had the craftiest picks of all time and came in third in the world on Contender Series yesterday. It's true, Jim did. He's the craftiest of the crafty. I bet Bryce Mitchell is making feral dogs squeal right now. I'm still going, fan, although it's only been an hour, dude. Gene Silver is going to KO his ass. Oh, I hope he doesn't, Owen. I really don't. I like Gene Silver. I thought we like fun fighters. I do like fun fighters, but everything around him. If they could just, like, keep the camera and the media off Gene Silver during the entire fight week and then do that thing where it's all commercials until Bruce Buffer announces the referee and the referee says fight. Gene Silver's a phenomenal fighter. One of my favorite fighters in the world. But anytime Gene Silver is near a camera, I want to headbutt the screen so I don't have to look at it anymore. Yeah. Do we have to love or hate a fighter, though? Can we just be like even Steven on Sylvia? Yeah, there are fighters that we don't care about. There are like 800. No, there's 750 fighters in the UFC. There's like 650 fighters that I don't care about. But there are some fighters that I hate and some fighters that we love. And Gene Silver is a fighter I hate. Shut up, Ricky. Gene Silver could KO Armin, Volk, Quaylen, and Medic in one night. Well, that's delusional. Can't wait for Gene to bark over Diego's lifeless corpse. Why do you have to be this way, Nacho? Why do you have to be this way? Why are you this way, Nacho? Dougie does Molly. Dougie does not do Molly. Silver needs his coat collar, his choke collar. He does. He needs with little Israeli flags all over it. Even if you can just get here for the event, watch-alongs on the weekends, Tim, it'd be great. We do miss Tim. We do miss Tim. Can we lock Silver in a room with Izzy? Who would be the top? Who would be the bottom? Who would be the top? Izzy would probably be the top. Gene Silver would be underneath him barking. Arr, arr, arr. Yeah, you like that. Gene Silver annoys me way too much to be indifferent about it. That's the thing. He's just so terribly annoying. Gene Silver is like Ian Gary if Ian Gary fought fun. Yeah. But what? No. Not worse. Ian Gary's worse. Ian Gary's worse. Gene Silver's just so terribly annoying. Terribly, terribly annoying. Bilal would KO Steve Erceg. I said what I said. Okay, Recon, you're going to make this personal? All right, you want to do it like that, Recon? You want to be like that? You want to say Bilal Hussein is going to KO Steve Erceg? All right. Bilal Hussein's losing this weekend. I'm not going to pick him. I'm not going to pick him. I'm not even going to put the last dollar on him. He's going to lose this weekend. The weight cut's too much. He's got to travel around the world. He's not being fed a can on Contender Series. They lined him up with an Indian. Bilal's losing this weekend. I wouldn't pick Bilal. I wouldn't pick Bilal. If I didn't know him from a bag of shit, I wouldn't pick Bilal. I'd be picking the other guy. There. You want to make this about Steve Erceg? You want to make this? You want to make this personal? No. I heard meth was a thing in Australia, but I didn't. But I did hear pills are. Pills are massive here, and so is meth. Love from Gene Silver from Israel. There you go. Does anyone else see the Israeli flag pin advertisements? That Yale. I don't know what you're saying. Erceg is the new Tony Ferguson. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. At least Erceg competed for the undisputed title. At least Erceg fought people in the UFC after Contenders Series. I can't believe Yair actually pulled out. He robbed us all. You can't believe that Yair Rodriguez pulled out of a fight? I think we can all believe that Yair Rodriguez pulled out of a fight. If Salkill can get a few more KOs, they might make Armin defend his rank against him. Dude, that fight's going to be a hell of a fight. Armin Sarukian versus Quaylen Salkill. Who knows what direction that one's going to go in. That one's going to be a hell of a fight. I personally think Usyk won that title fight. I think he lost it in the last round when he threw that bad takedown. See you, Timmy. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. You have a good day, dude. Dougie won't pick against Armin. I haven't made a pick for that fight yet. Luke Rockhold, Tyron Woodley, and Ian Gary are starting a podcast, and they ask you to name it. What's the name you're... That's a great question. Okay, Luke Rockhold, so it's going to be something liberal. Progressive. Tyron Woodley is there, so it's got to be something black. Progressive Blacks. And Ian Gary is there. Progressive Black Bulls. That's... That's the name of the Progressive Black Bulls, featuring Luke Rockhold, Tyron Woodley, and Ian Gary. That's the name of the podcast, dude. Rage baiting Dougie into making his Tapology pick rate even worse. I would have picked against Bilal anyway. Bilal is Recon's sex toy, and that's why he's so protective of him. Don't you hurt my squishy little guy? I'm getting crafty with the Asians this weekend. You can't pick more than one Asian to win. I'd love to see Salkild destroy Max. Quaylen Salkild boxes the bleeding head off Max Holloway, takes him down, and submits him in under 3 rounds. On God. No rage bait. Straight up. That's what happens. I haven't had it in pill form for a long time. Only crystals now. There you go, Alpeg. Yair should honestly be cut. Yes, he is pointless to anyone outside of the Mexico crowd. He does need to be cut. Recon, be careful picking teammates. I've never picked against Beneil Dariush, and I'm the worst picker in here. MMA Master has walked this lonely road, the only one that he will ever know. Wake him up when September ends. Good points about Steve Usyk? No. Luke Rockhold, not Luke Thomas, you rat. Oh, Luke Rockhold. All right. Chinny Black Bulls. Or the Overconfident Black Bulls podcast. The Overconfident Black Bulls podcast. Welcome to Nacho's Corner with special co-host Dougie. Thank you, Darklight. I want everyone to remember this when Bilal is in the top 5. Recon has got his own sleeper cell within the rankings now. Recon is truly playing the game now. I actually think boxing defense is a big weakness of Quaylen Salkild. I think there's just crazy levels on the ground. Yes, he does get touched on the chin way too much, yeah. He does rely on his chin way too much, and it's a worrying habit. As long as he stays away from Charles Johnson, Bilal's headed for the title. Well, we want him to lose to Charles Johnson so we can get to the title. That's the meta, right, mate? That's the meta. Do more Chinese win on the China card or more Serbs on the Serb card? More Serbs on the Serb card. More Serbs on the Serb card than the Chinese on the Chinese card. Just let me know when we have a Scottish card. Yair pulled out against Zabit twice. Holloway once when it was rebooked. Not really a pull-out merchant. He's just a rank squatter. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He doesn't really pull out. He just doesn't fight. Yeah. The Full Cope podcast. Full Cope is quite good too. What's up, Eric? How are you, dude? I know the microphone's at a slightly different angle today. Street fight in today's world, more people train than they used to. Do you change your stance to consider a takedown outside of the bar in a drunk fight, or stick to your striking stance and not consider the takedown? I'd stick to my striking stance. Should the fight go to the ground, we'll be able to sort it out there through sheer strength. Beneil Dariush is 17-8 in the UFC, which is a 68% win rate. Don't blame Benny for your ass picks. Oh, wow. Recon coming with the machete. Recon doing surgery on MMA Master's pick rate. The mic does sound cooked, like you haven't got it plugged in and it's going through your computer directly. I know it does sound a little bit cooked. I mean, it is the same microphone, right? Hang on, advanced audio properties. Don't tell me it jiggled the mic out of the socket when using the computer's microphone for the entire stream. Properties. No, it's the same microphone. All right. Same settings on it, as always. Filters. Yeah, same settings on it as always. No, it's just in a different position today because I'm standing up. It'll sound better tomorrow. Luke Thomas, when someone says child marriage in Dagestan is wrong, how can you go against their culture? Dougie, do you watch MMA Che? Occasionally, I do watch MMA Che. I like Che. Recon's picks are not quite Cheddarhead ass, but it's close, isn't it? I'm a pull-out merchant with the butterface up the street. Fan. Good moves, fan. Don't get it pregnant. Chinny to the audio. It's definitely not because it's at a different audio. I had to turn my phone down like 15%. Different. It is because it's at a different angle. I shot today's video with the exact same microphone settings that I always did, and then I lifted everything up and I haven't changed any of the OBS settings, and it's still the microphone plugged into the computer with the exact same settings. Nothing has changed from every other stream except the angle of the microphone. That's all it is. Because the Blue Eddy microphone works at different ranges. And now I'm at a different range. The mic sounds a bit cooked. Yeah, well, I'm not fiddling with the audio because when I sit back down, it'll go back to normal. Song is going to lay down on your dong. Song is going to lay down your dong. No, he isn't. How are you, KZ MMA? It's good to see you, man. A takedown on the sidewalk is KO potential if it's a surprise of full force double leg. I'll be able to stuff it. Easy. Knee up the middle. Let him try. I'll annihilate anyone. I've had 3 Muay Thai classes. I'll annihilate anyone. Let him try. I can't wait for Max to destroy Salkilled so we can stop this insane hate, but I like Salkilled. So I want him to beat Usman Nurmagomedov in his debut. Seems like a great matchup. I can't wait for Max to destroy Quaylen so we can stop this insane hate. Who's hating either of them? But I like Salkilled, so I want him to beat Usman Nurmagomedov. Why would Salkilled get Usman? Actually, he might get Usman Nurmagomedov, right? Like when Michael Chandler came over from Bellator, they gave him ranked number 5 Dan Hooker. He might get Usman Nurmagomedov. He might get that. Yeah. I like that fight for us. Usman Nurmagomedov lost to Paul Hughes. People forget, man. MMA Master is right, though. I have lost a lot of money betting on the homies. That's the like when you pick with your heart rather than your brain. This is what happens, dude. Yudong is going to blast explosive shots all over while on top of Uma. Unfortunately, Uma is going to be driving deep down into Yudong. I will never financially recover from UFC Serbia. One of the greatest nights of my life. UFC Serbia. I said, wow, what a night. It was an amazing night. What a night. That's my point. So you don't stand down considering the takedown. So do you stand considering the takedown? No. I stand in my full Muay Thai stance. And when they go to blast the takedown, just a straight knee up the middle, mate. This is the way, brothers. Alhamdulillah, brothers. Alhamdulillah. This is the way. Ding! 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 Ding, 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 boom, sick. I can go till about 3 o'clock today, chat. It's up to you. Otherwise, I'll just leave. It's up to you, chat. I can go till about 3 o'clock. Guru can take down Deontay Wilder. No, he can't. No, he cannot. He couldn't take down Arman Sarukian. I've been listening to the streams in the morning traveling for work and getting through them quick, so I had to resort to the deep waters, and it's so trash. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry that we've done that to you. I'm sorry that my schedule doesn't match up with you. Fiziev would unironically beat the crap out of Usman. I don't know if Fiziev's got the right get-ups. I don't know if Fiziev can fight off the get-ups good enough. I think most people don't. I think the takedown is the move because of the fact that it's surprising and it can end it quickly. Yeah, but I also think most people don't know about takedowns or wrestling. But then again, what are we talking about? Most street fights end up on the ground anyway. Like 90% of street fights end up on the ground anyway, right? Guru, Deep Waters is pretty good. I don't listen to Deep Waters. It's one of those podcasts where everyone on the podcast is trying to sound as cool as possible and just talking in monotone voices. I can't stand that shit. Nacho, I felt like dying when they were trying to name welterweight and middleweight champions. Ugh, the cringe. Craftiness comes from the heart. It's true. People forget, man. Dougie is 3-0 in Muay Thai. He's been to 3 classes. And, that one is... Hey, we got a dono. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, dude.
9 cents through Super Chat. Knee up the middle. I like it.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Knee up the middle. It's a crafty move. What is that? Another 4 minutes on the stream? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. 32 minutes. Let's get it, son. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the 4-minute donation. What was I up to? It's funny to watch their CTE-infused brain struggle. I never liked Masvidal, but I kind of fuck with him on Deep Waters. It's just, you enjoy the cringiest, worst things, Nacho. It's a real trait of yours. The Deep Waters podcast is not good. It's one of those podcasts where everyone's just trying to sound as cool as possible. It's not good. Thank you, Darklight. I know, dude. It's because I got the microphone at a different angle. I may have missed it, but I swear they didn't even name Izzy as if they didn't name Izzy as a middleweight champion. A good double leg into mount and then Americana unironically destroys any untrained person your size. 6'3"? 6'3", Owen Man? Any person my size? So 6'3", you say? Song Yudong is going to gritty max against privileged soft boy Uma. Uma was gassed up to 3 rounds with Batista. Uma does gas out, KZ. I will give you that. So are you going Song Yudong as well? You and Owen Man. Together. Brother in arms. If a high percentage of Chinese win, more so than the Serbs, you have to give Nacho a crisp pineapple? No, I definitely do not have to give Nacho a pineapple if the Chinese get it done over the Serbs. No, absolutely not. I like Masvidal through his BYM interviews over the years. I always hate Masvidal. Masvidal gives you the exact same answer for every question you ask him. Violence, man. Pure violence, man. Violence. No, it's going to be violence, you know? He fucking whispers everything in that monotone tone and just says, he's got the deadest personality alive. Song will toughness max and break Umar mentally. Umar can be broken. He does have a shitty gas tank. That is true. I did Muay Thai for 6 months, but the coach was very traditional and was fucking with my MMA striking defense. This was all years ago. I haven't trained for like 10 years. Well, Nacho, get back into it, mate. Get back into it. 100% Song wins if KZ says it. Who had the highest donation in Dougie's Corner history? I think it was Mike Long that donated $500 once. Maybe just fix the angle of the microphone? No. Deep Waters has a lot of CTE in one room. It does. It does. That's why they're all criminals. Notice the correlation there? People forget, man, a knee up the middle outside the bar against the you've got to go for the knee up. If you see them coming towards your hips, just bang. And make sure the toes are out as well. Thank you so much, Jimmy!
£1.99 through Super Chat. King of Craft will pick you when you are 1/100th underdog.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that, mate. When we have my Street Beefs debut, you're a legend, Jim. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. And thank you for another 4 minutes on the timer, Jim. Thank you so much, bro. You're a legend, man. People forget. Big Jim, absolute legend of a bloke. Thank you, brother. Thank you for another 4 minutes of donation time. Thank you, dude. Deep Waters' is cheeks. Yeah, I haven't enjoyed it. Can you do Cejudo and Usman pod through Nacho? That's the true challenge. Can you do the Cejudo and Usman pod through Nacho? I don't know what that means. Trying to sound cool at 40 is pathetic. It's not just like, it's not the age. It's just like I don't know. It's the delivery. Like, it's just dead. It's like AM radio. It's just dead. And then they deliver it so dryly, but quite frankly, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. I know they're former fighters, but they're not fans of it like we're fans of it. They're fucking delusional. Like, DC thinks that wrestling means everything. Weidman is a delusional cunt. Usman is delusional. Cejudo is delusional. Like, they're so close to the forest, all they can see is the tree. They don't talk bad about any fighters because they're mates with all of them. I can't listen to that corporate shit. I can't listen to corporate shit. Deep Waters is just a competition to see who can commit the biggest crime and then brag about it on next week's episode. That's essentially what it is, right? They're all just fucking criminals. Maybe I was misremembering I was drinking that night. Fair enough, fan. Dougie lying about his height just like MMA Guru. Very crafty. People forget, man. Dougie wears boots. Guru used to say he was 6'2" back in the day, and then one day he was 6'4", 6'3", 5". Yeah, I just say I'm 6'3" because Chad always clans me about how short I am, and I don't care, but I think it's funny how they think it's important. Masvidal still brags about slapping Leon like that wasn't 6 years ago. That's like, Masvidal, get a new bit. Violence. Get a new bit, Masvidal. And make sure the toes are pointed. Bro, my toes are going to be so pointed when I drive that knee into the dude's orbital. Dougie, when can we expect to see you do a Jaden Cable Jeopardy with Quaylen Salkilled and Khan Offley? I'll never make it to those levels on YouTube. We'll probably never even get past 10,000 subscribers. So, probably never, brother. Damn it, Jimmy, your euros are worth more than my American dollars. I got knocked out at number 1. There you go, fan. Why don't you donate again, fan? See what happens. I'm not donating euros, fans. This is the Great British Pounds. There you go. It was so funny when Islam kept failing takedowns and visibly gassed, and DC kept acting like it was Ian Gary who was getting yeah, dude, DC's commentary during that fight, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And this is the thing, they all have their own bias, right? Michael Bisping's commentary yesterday on Contender Series, the way that he was glazing the shit out of that Scottish kid, terrible, just terrible. When Alex Akenadia, or whatever her name is, beat Bellamere, Bisping started telling a story about how he was a massive underdog against Luke Rockhold and how he had to fight his way up against the odds and how that was the biggest moment of his life. He did this on commentary. He went over and over and over about his title fight when Alex got the win. They're too close to the leather to see the mitts on the gloves. They're too close to the leather, dude. Mitts on gloves. Leather on leather, mitts in gloves. Steve Garcia shorts where him and Adrian Yanez are unable to name Bogdan Guskov or Yaroslav Amosov. That's the thing. They compete. They're not fans. They're two different things. We're hardcore fans. They are in the competition. What's worse, Deep Waters or Pound for Pound? Pound for Pound is easily the worst podcast ever made. Ever made. I'm not betting this weekend because I know RoboCop versus Fluffy would have been such a banger if I had not had money on the line. Yeah, I think it'll be good to take a week off gambling this week on the stream that is called UFC Bets Gambling Stream. I think it'll be a good one to take the bets off, but we're still going to look at the bets and talk about the bets. It's not about the age, he says, because he is also 40 years old trying to act cool. I'm not trying to act cool. I'm just being myself. If I was trying to act cool, I'd be doing what they do. Oh, what's up, Bear? How are you, man? I hope you're well, dude. I have to go spar now. I'll knee someone in your honor. Thank you, MMA Master. Throw that knee straight up the center, you mad rat. You mad fools. You mad ding-dongs of a thing, yeah? Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man. Jaden Cable is just paying these fighters to be in his videos. I would assume so. He came out of nowhere and has a whole bunch of interviews, so I would assume so, dude. When you get high-quality, girthy cock like Dougie, it doesn't matter how tall you are. Dark Light gets it. When you're this level of girth, bro, it don't even matter, son. I have to go to gymnastics now. I will knee someone in your honor. Thank you, Recon. Throw that knee right up the center, mate. Bisping always does that. He is always me. Yeah, Bisping can't see past himself. It's so annoying. If you don't see the irony in telling me I like cringe and stupid things while I've been here for 2 years, there is no saving you. That is true, right? I mean, what does that say about me? Probably, again, why the channel is in the state that it's in. Usman and Cejudo are the worst. They're throbbing ego. They're throbbing egos, fucking hell. They're rock solid throbbing egos. Jesus Christ. The men height thing is crazy. Women used to be the gender that was consistently worried about how they look. We need to bring that back. Men used to be fucking Crocodile Dundee and Bruce. It's just internet bullshit. I'm telling you, it's just internet bullshit. Do girls prefer a taller guy? Yes. Does not being 6 foot ever matter? No, it really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Confidence, personality, having a decent rig, not being fat, don't smell, make her laugh. These are all the things that be rich if you can. Being rich is always the win. That doesn't matter how tall you are. If you can stand on a huge bank account, they don't care. They're very simple creatures. I think he might have done it for free. There is no way he can get paid and act like he's annoyed the entire time. Who's he? I don't know who he is. I have to take a little credit for the knee too, like 5%. Fam, that knee was all you. Dougie, how long have you been streaming for? An hour and 14 minutes. Dougie sound like Hagrid from Harry Potter. They're very simple creatures, they are. Having a bag definitely helps you with the yeah, they're such romantics. They care about how much money you have. Me being here 2 years has permanently changed my vocabulary to a 45% McGregor quotes. I do it at work sometimes. I found myself saying it's going to be bad at work the other time. I've said people forget to a client before. There's been times I've said you mad rat, you mad fool. at work before? No one has any idea what I'm talking about. My girl's family own a bunch of land in Estonia. They're selling it all to come back to the UK. Giant mistake, in my opinion. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Oh, Dougie, I meant how many years? For those who don't know, Dougie works at a... Dougie's sounding like Hagrid from Harry Potter. They're really simple creatures. Dougie, I meant how many years? Dougie, how many years have you been streaming for? Oh, right. 2.5 years. I'd say MMA phrases in public, and it's just for me. This is like one of the key secrets in life, is to just make yourself happy. You're never going to please everyone. Don't worry about other people judging you. There's no point in that. You're never going to please everyone. Everyone has a different taste and sensibilities. Just make yourself, if you can make yourself laugh and you can make yourself happy, you will live a very, very happy life. So if you find it funny to like see someone coming out of a coffee shop with some gay drink like a matcha, say to yourself, it's going to be bad, my man. Have a laugh to yourself. It's a much better way to live life, dude. Done something to my rotor cuff last week, and then I screwed up my shoulder trying to push through the last 2 days, and then I worked up with a cold today. Oh, god damn it, Nacho. Nacho, this is Dougie ordering you to stay in bed. Stay in bed until Saturday night. We need you healthy. We need you riled up. We need you good to go so that we can have a phenomenal Hex event. Did someone say Harry Potter, since we're talking about the Riz? Apparently, if you're not from Estonia, in Estonia, you just get treated like an outsider. Think of early America being racist to the Irish boatcomers. Oh, you mean Serbia? You mean the way countries should be? You mean the way that Israel is to people that aren't Jews? Sounds awesome. Thanks, Dougie. I'm going to pleasure myself now. You're welcome, Owen. Holy shit, I just got my 1-year Dougie badge. Didn't realize. Thank you, Alpic, for being here a year. You absolute chat of a bloke. Thank you so much, Alpic. I've been forcing people around me to accept it's going to be bad, my man. Good, Alpic. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just make yourself happy, dude. Make yourself happy. Sounds rough, Nacho. I know, Nacho, you need to stay in bed. Just drink the orange juices, get the multivitamins down. Matcha was an Eastern Kung Fu gangster, though, before the liberal aggressive white woman in the West took it and made it cringe. I'm just using matcha as an example. I like matcha. I think matcha's tasty. We should be welcoming, just not the wrong kinds. Irish are cool. No, we shouldn't. It belongs to the... All right, cool. So we've reached that part of the stream. I'm going to take a piss, chat. And then we're going to go to sportsbet.com, and we are going to be looking at different betting lines for this weekend's card. That is the plan for the rest of the stream. We're going to be on sportsbet.com looking at different betting lines for this weekend's card, seeing what disgusting parlays we can make for you guys. I'm going to be right back, chat. Pausing the timer. Timer is paused. Timer is paused. I'll be right back. I'm taking a piss. Enjoy the new holding screen stuff, chat.
Fought the best to be the best fighter I could be.
This is my belt. I earned this. Paid in full. This is mine. Oh! He slapped him like that! Conor McGregor!
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what they want.
Yes, Kavanaugh's gassing Chad ahead. We're coming back now. Kavanaugh's taking some deep breaths. Oh, Kavanaugh. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes! Yes! Charles Johnson! Yes! That is it, boys! Come on! Get fucked! Yes! Charles fucking Johnson! Sorry, chat. Just messaging back a client. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Timer's back on. Let's go, boys. All right, cool. Where am I up to? Appreciate you, Jim. I'll be good. I'm just stupidly trying to keep pushing through at the gym. Kept being an aggressive rat of a thing. I've been there, Nacho, where you're like kind of half injured, but then, you know, you got to keep pushing. Thank you, brother, for the ecstasy. I heard it's really expensive in Australia. It's so expensive in Australia, dude. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for another 4 minutes on the timer, dude. I appreciate that, brother. 26 minutes left, chat. We got 26 minutes to go till the end of the stream. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. The ecstasy is very expensive in Australia. Yeah, Nacho, I've been there, man, where you're trying to like push and push and push and push, and then you just end up getting injured and then sick. It's the worst, man. Dougie getting out of frame for meth and molly. That's what it is. I need to use my meth and molly. That's worse, Nacho, but good on you for trying to get through. This Nacho. How many could Dougie put down before? All right. My wife loves It's Gonna Be Bad, my man. She's a keeper. She even says it unprompted. What a wife. What a wife Alpeg has. I said, wow, what a wife. What a wife he's got. Russian twist with Nina drama. What are you talking about, Fan? We will check his striking, Jim. And Owen, that sucks, man. Backs are so fucking annoying. Quickest piss ever. I had work messages to get back to. Been going to the gym for a few weeks now. The treadmills, the rowing machines are always in use, so I haven't lost any weight. I'm just lifting weights. Gonna buy a treadmill at home. There you go, Jim. But you know, you can always just chuck on your runners and go for a run around the street. Oh, the timer's not going, you cheeky bastards in the chat. You can always just go for a run around the streets, you know? Now, I know you live in England. I know you live in the UK. So going for a run around the streets can get a little bit dicey. I know it can get a little bit dicey going for a run around the streets. I get it. But, you know, you can always go for a run around the parks. Hurt my knee at a concert a couple of months back, and it still hasn't fully healed. I feel like Modestus Bukauskas after round trio. God, I hate getting old. This is just a bunch of old men being like, you know, I hurt myself. I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee. Using Dougie's code. Use my code, son. Use my code. Nacho lives in a blind rage thinking of Dougie to fuel his motivation. Probably. I don't know why he hates me so much. I don't know what I've done. You know, I can't go out. I can't play. I don't know what I've done. All right, that goes there. We need the timer clock here. Hang on a second, shoot. That's the wrong one. That's the timer there. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much, Jim.
Crafty tipped £1.99 through Super Chat. Going for a run in England is risky business.
It's nasty business, dude. Going for a run in England, that's nasty, nasty business, brother. You never know what could happen to you there, dude. Thank you for the 4 minutes, Jim. I appreciate that, dude. 28 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. 28 minutes and 48 seconds left on the stream chat. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. You want to go for a run in England? Are you trying to get Sharia lawed? Is that what? Are you trying to get Sharia lawed? Do you think that's a good idea? Where is it? Reset the transformation. Where is the timer? How come the timer isn't popping up here? Hang on a second, chat. Yeah, that's that. That's that. There it is, chat. There's the old timer. I was wondering why that timer wasn't showing. There it is, chat. I'll put that there like that. We'll put that there like that. There we go. Beautiful stuff, Eddie. Tasty shots, Eddie. There we go. I actually love Dougie in real life. I hate the character who portrays as a character pretends that he isn't a jag. I am not a jag. I don't like Carlos Solberg. I find him annoying, but I love you too, mate. Did you hurt your knee throwing the Dougie outside of a bar takedown defense? I've never hurt my knee throwing my vicious knee kick up the middle out front of a bar. My Zal is long, just kidding. Hey, he's talking about his dick. I turned 30 this week. I don't feel a day under 50. I turned 30 this week. I don't. Dude, I'm telling you. All right, being real, guys. What's up, Too Smelly? How are you, dude? Picking up Muay Thai at 37 after never throwing a kick. Holy shit, my hips hurt. My hamstrings and my hips fucking hurt so bad. This is why I asked my girlfriend to teach me some stretching routines. I literally need to do stretching 10 to 15 minutes every night after dinner. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to keep doing this, dude. Louis C.K. did a joke about going to the doctor when you're old. So how long do I have until it gets better? And the doctor goes, no, you just do that now for the rest of your life. This is just how your body feels now. You're just this fucking old forever. I used to jog every day a couple of years ago, but that shit just got too bad. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I couldn't imagine going for like a run around the CBD. I'm a doctor. I'm an engineer. Let me do my surgeries on you. England's countryside is still nice. They haven't touched a lot of places yet. Good luck to the English countryside. Moved from Manchester to Clitheroe and it's still there you go. How bad is it really in England though? Does it affect your life? I don't know. Dougie leads with his pinky. There you go, dude. You need to start testosterone and shadowboxing on the stream. That's the what, dude. This is the ticket. The missus is going to open you right up. Trust the process. I put my faith in a woman. I really think you should get crafty with the boxing. You will probably really fuck your body from throwing kicks with that incorrect technique. I know, right? It's terrible. But this is the path that we were on. Muay Thai is cool. Boxing's gay. All right. Bets. I began martial arts late in life when I abandoned the idea of any high kicks immediately. It was too late. Better to focus on the other aspect that I could excel at. No, I will stretch my hips open. We will throw kicks. Umar Nurmagomedov decision. $1.67. Straight up. Just a straight up bet on that. 67 cents back for every dollar you put down. I like that. Right there. I like that. Right there already. Don't even need to do anything else. I just like that there on its own. I like that just sitting there on its own. That might be the dollar bet. I know I said I'm not going to bet the $1 on stream, but shit, that's an easy bet to make. That's an easy bet to make. Sumo Durji versus Alex Perez. Sumo Durji straight up. Put them together in a multi. I mean, shit, dude. $2.40 just right off the bat. Sumadurji to beat Alex Perez. He's going to beat Alex Perez. Umar Nurmagomedov just to lay and pray, get a win. $2.40 return. Come on, man. That's easy right there. There's probably somebody in Dougie's chat before who thought Dougie was English. I would say so, Owen, yeah. Dougie doesn't have that strong of an Aussie accent, to be fair. Thank you, Jim. This is just part of Dougie's life now. This is being in pain is just part of my life, Too Smelly Fingers. It's just what I do, being in pain. Dougie, do not bet Umar decision. I think I will, Owen. I saw Jim was saying England, just do the lazy Alex Pereira kicks when he doesn't have to turn his hip. Just needs to throw a hammer on the side of your foot. The lazy Alex Pereira kick where he doesn't. No, we're turning the hip. We got a foot out. Bang. Bang. We're turning the hips. We're doing the full kick. Oh my God, I'm back. I haven't warmed up. Oh God, I threw it raw, chat. I threw it raw. My bet is $2.50 multi-bet on Umar decision and the Chinese bird via KO. I like that bet. Hang on, Jim. Let me get my notepad out. Let me get my crafty notepad out, and we'll get some of these up on the screen. Hang on. Hold on now, man. Let me get my crafty notepad out. All right, we'll circle back to that after I read some chats, my brother. Pick Denise Gomes as an underdog? No. A woman's fight? What? Returns $30. That's pretty good. What's up, Bilal? How are you, dude? Umar is not laying praying Song Yadong. I think he will. Jim, you may be one here today. We'll see. But when you get laced by amazing picks in the Tapology group, your money cannot buy this win. So we can make a maximum of 67 cents? No. Well, it depends on how deep of a multi-bet we go. It depends how deep we want to get, bang. Would you fight a gym bro for your lady's honor if he ever pipes up? You got to do what you got to do, two smelly fingers. And if that means me being laid out unconscious, then it is what it is. Umar is going to try and wrestle early, but it's not going to be effective, and he's probably going to be a stand-up fight. Dougie, have you started the Muay Thai yet? I have started the Muay Thai. Umar is going to try and wrestle early. I think Umar is going to be wrestling the entire fight, and I don't think Song Yadong's takedown defense is as great as you think it is, Owen, man. What's up, Deep One? How are you, dude? Just got back from the physio. I love that for you, dude. We're doing a metered stream today. So every dollar that you guys donate, 2 minutes gets added to the clock. And when that clock hits 0, I'm getting out of here. Or around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Umar by decision, Tatsotura Tairatura by sub, and Lima by decision. I like that one as well, Bilal. Let me copy and paste that one. Let's have a look at that when we can. We'll bring that one up for the boys. I like that one too. That's a nice one. Has Borjas ever been subbed? Tetsuro Saira isn't a big BJJ guy. He is a very good jiu-jitsu guy. What are the odds on Umar getting a knockdown? That's a great question. We'll circle back to that one too. I just want to read everyone's chats. These are great questions. We'll circle back to that one. Let me just read the easier chats to get to, and then I'll go through this little notepad of a list. But I like that one, Mr. C. Who throws better kicks? You at Muay Thai or my 8-year-old daughter at a karate class? Oh, your 8-year-old daughter at the karate class absolutely throws better kicks. Have you tried kicking hard surfaces yet for the micro fractures? No, I haven't, two smelly fingers. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I went to a judo class and it was the lamest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, well, you picked the wrong martial arts. What's up, Joss Carr? How are you, dude? What is up, Jock? How are you, man? I don't know you really. Welcome to the Sean Clancy era. You're right. You are, dude. Sean Clancy, man. I tell you what, well-rounded finesse, poise. I mean, the first round, striking, great range management, controlled the void. Takedowns in the second round, ground and pound. Dude, I think Bisping is 100% correct when he said this is the United Kingdom's greatest hope in MMA. He's going to have a more successful career than Paul Craig, maybe even Paddy Pimblett. I think we should get hyped. Bisping glazing Bellamere and then immediately switching up after he lost was so funny. Bisping's a terrible, terrible commentator. You heard it here first. Dougie's lady's going to make it happen. She's going to open me up too smelly. She's going to open me wide. Fan, I went to judo class, and honestly, I couldn't stop thinking about how it would be better if any of these guys in a street fight. I've been looking for MMA classes around me for the longest time. Jim, as a fighter, I would suggest skipping the whole MMA class. There's going to be a lot of wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and that's gay. Just go straight for the best martial arts of all, Muay Thai. I will pray for a cock spray. I don't know what that is. What did you think of them UFC animations I sent you yesterday on the Discord? Bloody hilarious. The Matt Hughes one was good, but the MMA Guru one was so good to me, dude. That was so good to me. I'm glad we see eye to eye. Me too, Jock. Me too. Jim, I totally get your point, but isn't it something like you work out just to improve your grip and throw your build, your whole fire? I don't know what you're talking about. You've started your Muay Thai journey. I have a movie recommendation, The Accountant. All right. Is that the one with Matt Damon? Dougie, I can't wait till you feel the pain of a proper shin clash where you feel it the way you caught your shin bone and it hurts to check a kick shin pad 3 months later. I can wait for that, Deep One. I absolutely can wait for that. I absolutely can. I will apologize to my countrymen's behalf. We leave JDM face down crying. You know, I had a lot of confidence about JDM's future. But then I saw Sean Clancy Jr. and I went, fuck, dude. Sean Clancy could be him. It could be him. It's about this guy is whole autistic, but practices Muay Thai. It's about this guy who's autistic, but he practices Muay Thai from home, so he's a total badass. Sounds like all of us on the internet. I'm kind of fucking retarded, but I practice Muay Thai from my garage. So I'm sort of John Wick. I'm kind of John Wick, but I'm retarded. There's no Muay Thai around me, unfortunately. I could travel like 15 minutes to an MMA club. Well, then the MMA class it is. Palku says, don't start with Muay Thai. You will end up as a no-head movement punching bag. It's never going past Muay Thai. I'm 37. It's never going past a casual Muay Thai class twice a week. This is literally the extent of my career, boys. Do the MMA classes, Jim? If you're like me, you'll get more out of it than just a traditional Muay Thai class. There you go. Sucks to say, but JDM needs to step something up. I don't think it's looking good for him. Not against Sean Clancy Jr. Dude, Sean Clancy Jr. is a worry. He's like a brewing thunderstorm on the horizon as you look out the window. It's sunny right now, but you look out the window and where the sun is heading is just darkness in the clouds, and you can hear a low rumble, and you know that your future is going to be bleak and wet. I don't see any respect of MMA where JDM keeps it with Clancy. He's just superior in every way, especially in the striations of Clancy. Something truly to behold. He is a physical freak of nature that could only be born in the great Highlands of Scotland. Truly one of the best prospects Scotland has ever seen. The journey that he has promised to go on is going to be unbelievable. I'm so hyped to see what happens with Clancy in the future. It's insane how many there are all kinds. I live about 10 minutes from New York City. I train Kung Fu. Drive to a Pereira's gym. I don't know what any of these words are saying. When is Yadnila Shmuz coming back? Oh, I think he got hit by a drone. You can show me what defense style your coach has you using, you Doug. Is it hands up, palms facing? Is it hands up, palms facing forwards? Honestly, haven't really covered a lot of that right now. Just been working on the cardio and trying to learn what a 1-2 is. I am not much. I don't know what you're saying. All right, cool. Now these bets that you guys were talking about, Jim. $2 parlay, Umar decision, and then the Chinese bird via the KO. All right, let's have a look at Jim's bet here. Clear the betting slip. Clear the betting slip. Jim, Umar decision. Yes, we have Umar decision. We like that. We like an Umar decision. Umar decision. We like that. And then the Chinese bird. The Chinese bird. In the co-main event, Yan Zhaonan. Chinese bird via KO. Yan Zhaonan via KO. Jim! No wonder you like this bet. It's paying 8-1. Yeah, dude, this is going to have great odds. It's paying 8-1 for her to get the KO. Dude, this is not... This is not the $1 bet we're looking for. We're trying to get some money back into the betting account. This... Jim, this is... All right, dude. All right, so we got a super degenerate suggestion from Jin. A super degenerate suggestion from Jim. Yan Zhaonan via KO, and then just even lower the chances of getting your multi-bet home by doing Umar Nurmagomedov on points. Higher chance of an upset somewhere. So this is Jim's bet. And to be fair, it's returning $13. 13-1, not a bad bet at all. Jesus Christ, dude. I love that, dude. Oh, fuck. Natan Levy got cut because I think they were... Oh, wow, what a surprise. Free and open liberal society where all opinions are welcome, except for this one. Except for this one. All opinions welcome. All people's lifestyle choices welcome, except for this one. Heard Dougie's palms up during Pilates. I was palms up during Pilates. My Muay Thai coach had me sparring the first class and was spurging out when I tried to use a boxing style defense, but I felt insanely hittable using the traditional Muay Thai defense. Yeah, no, so what we did, the first class that we went to a couple of weeks ago was like their open beginners class. And then since then, he's remembered our names, so he definitely has an idea of like who we are and where we're at. And it's been very like, let's just get your cardio and technique going. Let's just get that going. That seems to be the train that I'm on right now. Not just like, here are the gloves, kid. Fucking good luck in there. Yanil changed his flag and where he fights out of. Good. Check the records, brother. I'm the king of craft on this one. All right, let's check Yen Xiaonan's record. Let's have a look. Yen Xiaonan's record. Oh yeah, she hasn't fought in a while though, right? Last year, she lost to Verna Jandaroba. Decision. What is the crafty? What am I looking for here? She got a right hook on Chinny Jessica Andrade 3 years ago, and everything else has been decisions. Is this what you're crafting on? Jessica Andrade 3 years ago. Good luck, brother. Sandhagen went 1-4 on the takedowns against Song, and Song consistently out-wrestled him, by the way. Sandhagen went 1-4 on the takedowns against Song, and Song consistently out-wrestled. Sandhagen went 1 of 14 on... Yeah, but Umar's got better takedowns than Corey Sandhagen. Song Yudong to score a knockdown on Umar. Umar gets knocked down every single fight. Right, Song Yudong to score a knockdown on Umar. I don't think my sportsbook is going to have that. I'm almost certain my sportsbook isn't going to have that. I don't think they're going to get a Song Yudong to get a knockdown. Round markets, method of victory. Yeah, it's not going to be here. No, it's not going to be here. No, sorry, Mr. C. I was cheering against Fazil because I like to see those kinds of people mad, but then all the Humzat fans became antis of Fazil, so I stopped caring. I was cheering against Fazil because I like to see those kind. I was just cheering against Fazil because he's a cunt. Maybe if you train Muay Thai for the next 10 years every day, you'll be good enough to hold Nico Carrillo's pads for him. Is that Scottish guy that no one's ever heard of that you keep bigging up, Jock? Because I can't. Is that the one? I honestly can't remember his name. No one's ever heard of this guy. You got to check out the other Birds record too, but I agree it's a stretch. I've just got it. And there's the truth, chat. There's the truth. There is the truth right there. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling. There is the truth right there. I have got a feeling. Don't disrespect the CEO of sex like that. That's right. Quaylen Sal Kill. Listen, when you pick the biggest underdog in MMA, you just know these things. I just got a feeling, chat. I threw a rock and hit a ground and 20 gyms nearby about Pereira. Okay. You mean the one UFC Muay Thai champion? Yeah, the person that no one's ever heard of. Yeah, that guy. That guy. Mate, I could finish him now. You don't know the kind of... Dude, the natural power that I carry. You do not know the kind of natural power that I carry. One of these kicks... One of these poorly timed, barely above the knee bone kicks. Oh, he's going to be in a world of pain. I just want to see someone make Namo Fazil shut up, and it happened. That's all I wanted as well, Deep One. That's all I wanted. All right, so who did this one? I think this one was Bilal. I think this is Bilal's bet. Let's check out Bilal's bet. What's Bilal got going on for a bet? Let's have a look. Bilal has got... Where's my notepad gone? I just changed scenes. Bilal has also got Umar by decision. Seems like we're all... That $1.60 is going to get bet down, by the way, guys. Looks like everyone is just like, yep, Umar decision. 67 cents for the dollar back is actually really good. Really good. Any investment would be like, you're going to make a 67% return on investment. Everyone would be like, that's a fucking great deal. Tatsuro Terry by sub. Tatsuro Terry, maybe thank you. No, Ray Saria by sub, sorry. Ray Saruya beat the goat. Ray Saruya by submission. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at $2.35. I don't hate it, Bilal. I don't hate it. Andre Lima by decision. I don't hate that either. I don't hate that either, dude. I don't hate Andre Lima by decision. I don't hate this multi at all. Woo! Bilal's has got legs. Bilal's has got real legs to it. Ray Saruya submission, Andre Lima decision, Umar decision. Bilal's has got legs, dude. I don't hate that one at all. It's up on the top left-hand corner, Big Jim. Yeah, that one's got legs, dude. The same guy going for a second title in a completely different sport. They do that in one championship all the time. Let me guess, he's going for kickboxing. I'm so excited to be not gambling on this bum of a card. I'm not going to lie, I'm not fully locked in on this card. I'm kind of happy to like have a week off. You've got Plaster Power. Plaster Power is very strong. Very, very strong power. This is an ass card. So many Asians gets me stressed. It's hard to get into this card, isn't it? Even though, like, we say Asians gets me stressed, but, like, Asians traditionally have very fun fights in the UFC. They are scrappers, dude. I sent you an email with the photos and the dimensions on it. All right, cool. We'll check that out. They are traditionally scrappers. The Asians is what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about a ceiling right now. I shouldn't be thinking about a ceiling. I should be thinking about you guys. But it's hard, right? When you like going to like sit down on Tapology and be like, right, I need to watch some fights this week. I need to get hyped about the card. And then you just see this wall of Enkweli, Kaisakwa, Yanzanan, Songyadon, Sumjai, Sailahu, Batyaba. It does get very hard to be like, sick. Sick. I get to sit down and watch all of this. This is going to be great. Not betting. My bet confirms it's a lock. Get your bets ready, folks. It's Jim's Lock of the Week. Umar by decision all day. Yeah, that's an easy one. How often do you smoke weed, dude, or do you only drink? I never smoke weed, Ricky. I never smoke weed. Wouldn't it be cool if Yan 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 married Piotr Yan so she could become Yan Yan? Yan Yan. Lima and Borjas will be brutally slept and permanently damaged. Inshallah, brother. Inshallah. Inshallah. Why do you hate Lima? Isn't he the one that got bitten? Or is he the one that did the biting? I think he's the one that got bitten, right? Or is he the one that did the biting and they brought him back in? Doctor stoppage cut. Cancelled bout decision. What was the one that he got bitten on? I don't remember anymore. Yeah. And yeah, fuck Kevin Borjas. But he's going to lose. That's a good multi. Lima is losing. Someone else donate. I'm poor and fucking broke. Dominic Cruz loves Nico Carrillo because he let his opponents gas out by beating him up round 1 and 2. Dominic Cruz loves Nico Carrillo because he let his opponents gas out by beating him up in round 1 and 2. I don't know anything about this Muay Thai guy. You guys are sure letting that timer run out? I know. Tick, 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 tick. Don't worry. We'll start the outro music soon. Will Nacho outdrink you? Probably. I don't know. Traditionally, me and Nacho can have a proper piss up. However, I've been drinking less. I only drink like one night a week now. And Nacho's been drinking less as well because Nacho's been in his lock-in phase. So I don't know. I would say Muzzo might win the drinking this weekend. Muzzo could be a dark horse new entry. Lima's the one that got bit? I thought so, dude. And he got the bite mark tattoo. Yeah, why? What's with the Lima hate? Igor Severiano was the biter. That's right. I remember him. 5 minutes left, folk. I'm not putting all the work in. Come on, folks. If you don't donate, the stream's going to end in less than 5 minutes. They'll know once that outro music starts, Jim. All right. More lines to fines. More delicious betting lines to fines. What can we do here? How can we make some money on this card? Oh yeah. Andre Plasty versus how long? God damn it, Nacho. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man. Nacho just sent 10 gifted memberships. What a legend. 10 gifted memberships is $14. Holy shit. Nacho just put another half an hour on the clock. What an absolute... I said, wow. What a chat of a guy. What a guy. What a bloke. What a guy. Nacho just put another half an hour on the clock. What a legend of a bloke. What a mad fool of a bloke. What a... Holy shit. And he's not the only one. Oh, there it is.
That belongs _to _Nacho tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Imagine thinking the stream is about to end. You'll do as you're told ye.
You should have ended it with Jag, Alex. You'll do as you told you, Jag. You'll do as you bleeding told you, Jag. So Alex has put 20 minutes on the clock. Nacho has put half an hour on the clock. What an absolute legend of a guy, dude. The Jags are absolutely running this place. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. We got another hour on the clock, boys. Half an hour from Nacho, 20 minutes from Alex. Yeah, yeah, boys. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jock. I appreciate that, dude. Let me turn the TTS reader back on, dude. It's still doing the dinging from Nacho's chats. I'm sure yours will pop up eventually, dude. Let me add your time to the clock. Thank you, Jock, for the 4-minute donate. Oh, it's here.
At Jock N1CG1R tipped £1.99 through Super Chat. Jags run the corners, say IT with your chest.
Say it with your chest, TTS reader. Do it, TTS reader. Do it. Say it with your chest, TTS reader. Do it. Say it with your chest. Thank you so much, Jock. I appreciate that, dude. What's up, Chrissy? Musical raid. I love that for us, boys. We got 53 minutes on the clock. Let's get it, boys. Let's get after it, boys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thanks, lads. I appreciate that so much. What a legend. What a man you guys are. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Let me go all the way back up and read all of your chats. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Might have to come out of retirement and drink you all under the table. Do it, Bilal. I dare you, dude. Put me, Muzzo, and Nacho to bed, dude. Put us away, dude. That one's for the brokies. Some cash for the brokies. Damn, Nacho got the whole army of Jags in here. He really does. Me and the owner are on the same wavelengths. This stream is not over. This stream is not over. 24-hour stream starts now. No, I can go till about 3 o'clock, 3:30 this afternoon. What is Nacho's lock of the week? We'll do that tomorrow. That's for tomorrow's stream. We do the picks tomorrow. All right? Just calm down. Musical raid. Love you, musical. Love you, musical. How are you, Chrissy J? What is Nacho's BDSM dom? Pretty gangster at what? What? Daddy is staying because of Nacho? Don't call me daddy. It's kind of gay. Nice job, Jags. Gonna have something to watch tomorrow morning now. I'm going to bed. See you, Dougie. See you, Just Car for Life. I hope this stream is mildly entertaining tomorrow. We might end up doing a tier list, chat. If we have another hour to go, then maybe we'll do a tier list, chat. What do you reckon? 2 and 3 don't look as cool as number 1. You know what, Darklight? 53 minutes of Nico Carrillo and Sean Clancy tape study. I'd rather blow my brains out and refund the money, Jock. You guys are overworking, Dougie. Owen, please. I literally do trades work for my day job. Standing here and yapping and talking shit. We can do this all day. I'm just happy Dougie is staying live. There's no competition. There's no one else live today. Cop that. 50-minute breakdown on how Volta Walker would easily sub Cyril Gunn. You say this like I'm going to give you pushback. I've noticed you did this. We can get into it a little bit now, actually, because I noticed you said this yesterday, and you were expecting pushback on this idea that Volta Walker easily sub Cyril Gunn. And I don't know why you think that's such a hot take. Cyril Gahn's takedown defense is still arse. Tom Aspinall was going for a takedown on Cyril Gahn, but only couldn't land it because Cyril Gahn I poked Tom Aspinall. That's a fact. That's a fact. Cyril Gane's ground game is arse. He rolled into bad positions when he was under Francis Ngannou. He gave John Jones the back. Nacho has yet to give a valid reason for it not happening because there is no valid reason for it not happening. Walter Walker is very capable of submitting Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane's ground game is a wet pile of arse. You got to play half your donations to the Australian government? I do, Darklight, I do. I can't wait to throw everything on the lock of the week now that I know that Dougie is not betting on it. Imagine if this week's lock of the week lands and lands hard. All because me and Nacho aren't gambling on it. What is the longest stream you've ever done? I did an 8 hour... I think 9 hours is the longest stream I've done. Where like I did a full day's pay-per-view and then we went to the beach afterwards. But I streamed legit for about 16 hours over a weekend once. I did a massive Saturday stream and then we did a massive stream the next day for the UFC card. Yeah. So in like 2 days, I've done like a 16-hour stream before. Yeah. Fuck yes, a tier list. We might do a tier list. We might do a tier list, chat. We could drop some suggestions for a tier list in the chat. What do you guys want to do? Drop some suggestions in there for a tier list, or we can keep making multi-bets. You guys let me know. You guys let me know. We're freestyling. Actually, one thing I did want to do, chat, is redo this. And we'll get into it. But I really wanted to redo this. And I was going to leave it for a day like this, actually, chat. This is the perfect day to do this. We might do a tier list first. Drop some tier list suggestions in the chat. We might do a tier list first. But this entire thing, after the tier list, needs to get rebuilt. This. The Bloody Legends wall. It's outdated. It's old. It uses the old thumbnail background. This was like the old Dougie's Corner background that I would use on every single video and piece of media that we did. It's very outdated. It needs to get completely rebuilt. So maybe we'll do a tier list first and then we'll jump on this. Because I want to keep this like MMA, and this is more like Dougie's Corner housekeeping stuff. And if people do go back to listen to this, the Dougie's Corner housekeeping stuff was a bit boring. So we'll probably do a tier list first, and then we'll come back to this. Let me read some chats. Gane is athletic enough to escape a heel hook. Volta's heel hooks only work on blobs too fat to escape. I don't think just being athletic is going to be enough. Volta's really got them down pat. Walker wants no ranked opponents. If you ask me, he's waiting till his brother gets into heavyweight and then they'll fight each other. Maybe. I mean, that's good money right there, right? The UFC might even give them a little contract bonus for that one. Not like, you know, big money, but like good money, like a little step up. Dougie, who do you think is the heavyweight that stops Walter Walker from snatching ankles? Not Andrei Arlovsky. Alexander Volkov, Tom Aspinall, these kinds. Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's got very good takedown defense, these kinds. He won't heel hook him. I reckon he's a rear naked choke. Either way, he'll get the sub. If it started on the ground, Volta would sub Gane, but Gane would probably just TKO him, unfortunately. There is always the argument, right, of like, how is Volta Walker going to break the void against Cyril Gane? Because Cyril Gane is a master of controlling the void, right? That's the hard part for Volta Walker right there. That beef with the Volta Walker brothers is weird. Did that get publicly resolved? No, fan. And I have a theory that they're not actually setting it up for later in their careers in the UFC. I have a theory that they're setting it up for when they're both inevitably kicked out of the UFC, they can do that fight at like an MVP or like at a karate combat or like at a PFL or like a one-off MMA, like a George Masvidal bare knuckle MMA event where they can like get in more money than they would have gotten on their UFC contracts for a fight that will sell well. Like Volta Walker versus Johnny Walker main event, that sells a whole Masvidal event. That's the headliner of a Masvidal event. Remember that stream where you got a guru raid in the middle of it? We've had a few streams like that where we've gotten a guru raid in the middle of them. They're fun. They kind of ruin the vibe of our stream, but they're fun. Easiest fighters to heel hook tier list. I don't hate that tier list. I don't hate that tier list at all. Where was that? Garner's athletic enough to escape. Where was that? Easiest fighters to heel hook tier list. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that one at all. Easiest fighters to heel hook tier list. That's a good one. We might go back to that. Maybe that's the tier list that we do. Walker has never been a ranked opponent. The best name on his record is Junior Tougher. Why would he waste time on Alex's weak rage bait? Why would I waste time on Alex's... Whoa, no. Just because he hasn't fought a ranked opponent doesn't mean he could not heel hook Cyril Gahn. Most chinny tier list pyramid. Most chinny fighters. I like that one. I like the most chinny fighters. That one's pretty good. I like the most chinny fighters one. That one's pretty good too. We could do that one. Get off that. Get off the channel activity thing. Get off that. Biggest fraud check tier list considering yesterday's... Oh, I like the biggest fraud check tier list. That one's good too. I like biggest fraud check tier list. How can I get money to you without any of it going to your bullshit government? That's zero way of doing it in Australia, Darklight, even through crypto. Most impressive title victory. I know exactly what you want to set up with that one. I know exactly what you want to set up with that one. Most impressive title victories tier list. Oh, shit. I know exactly where that one wants to go with Nacho. You fucking bastard. You bastard, Nacho. That one's brutal. You gotta make my name bigger. It does need editing. I was thinking about this weekend. That's weird. There you go, Jim. There you go. Best Scottish fighters tier list. Can we have serious... Chat, I need serious suggestions, chat. Serious suggestions, all right? We still got another 45 minutes to fill in. If we're going to do a tier list, I need it to be a good tier list, okay? We need serious suggestions, all right, chat? The best Scottish fighters tier list is not a serious suggestion. At the end of the year, I'm going to update the Race Olympics so we can go through on that's perfect for the Christmas break. That's 6 weeks where we're not going to have a fight. That's perfect. The Bloody Legends tier list is full of traitors. I mean, who is Zion Clay? Who is that? Dude called belongs to Nacho should never pipe up to his owner. Can't start a debate with me. I own that ass. Oh, God. We had the same combo when Buckley versus Brady was announced, and look what happened. Look what happened there. Buckley's athletic. Sean Brady's got skill. Look what happened there. That's almost a repeat of what's going to happen. That's almost a prediction of what's going to happen between Volta Walker and Cyril Gahn. I believe in Alex here, and I think Alex should change his name back to Alex. The fraud check tier list is a great idea. Good one. That is a good idea. Dougie, I hadn't thought about that with the Walkers. That's deep. That's money. That's business, fan. Can we do the fighter matrix? Oh my God, what about a fighter matrix, chat? Dude, we need to do a Yan Xiaonan fighter matrix. Chat, it's been too long since we should be doing fighter matrices, chat, but the Hilltop streams got in the way. So there's no fighter matrix, chat. Oh, come on, man. Brock Lesnar #1, that was a heel hook or a different lead lock of Mir? I don't remember. We haven't had a fighter matrix in a while. Dude, the chat is... This is what happens, you know? The chat is fiending for a fighter matrix. Best Balkan countries tier list. There's only one country in the Balkans. Top 10 Jag moments. No. If he does a fighter matrix after I donate, I'm legitimately going to do it. Nacho spends $15 on the stream, and then we do a fighter matrix for Yuri Prohaska and Armin Sarukian. Genius level rage bait. Someone get me a medal. Genius rage bait right there. Bilal might be walking home after bringing up the fighter matrix. Fighter matrix would be a good one. A British fighters tier list would work. A British one would work. Yeah, that'd be good. UFC fans look at black fighters with power the same way they look at Dagestanis with wrestling. Explain. Go on. More. Give us more. Rare Dougie W, thank you. I will break these chains, you will. Do a Ming Dang fighter matrix. Everybody wants the matrix. You can't change your name until Sunday, you filthy. All right, cool. So we have got things to decide, chat. We have got things to decide. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. right, chat. Polls up. Polls up. My poll is up, chat. My poll is up. Which one do you guys want to go with? Which one do you guys want to go? My poll is up. My poll is rock hard, chat. Which one do you guys want to go with? Hey, what's up, Boy Black Betty? Haven't seen you in a hot minute, brother. How you been, dude? UFC Gay Iceberg. You've got John Jones. Actually, Boy Black Betty, I did this not too long ago as a video, dude. Right there. There's your zesty tier list right there, dude. You got John Jones, you got Dan Hooker, you got Peyton Talbot, you got Michael Morales, Conor McGregor, DDP, Israel Adesanya, Ilya Tapuria, Ian Gary, Carlos Ulberg, and Gene Silva. We've actually done that one already, Word Black Betty. We've done that one, dude. We've done that one, dude. Shit. Oh, it's still going. It's still going. There's only 4 votes. We got the biggest fraud check tier list. We got the most impressive title victories tier list. We got the biggest fraud check tier list is coming up. Big fraud check tier list just took a huge advantage at 67%. That's 6% of the votes. So 67% with only 6 people voting. So the biggest fraud check tier list. The biggest fraud check tier list is going to be the biggest fraud check tier list. It is. How many people are in this live stream, dude? There's 19 people here. We can get more people working this poll. I want more people working this poll. There's 19 people in here. Let me read some more chats. 19 people in here. We got 10 votes. I want like 13 of 19 votes. But it looks like it's going to be biggest fraud check tier list. That looks like it's running home. 11 biggest fraud check. Fraud check at 64%. 11 votes. Fraud check at 64%. It looks like it's going to be biggest fraud check tier list. It looks like it's going to be biggest fraud check tier list. I've been robbed of a British fighters tier list. You have been robbed of a British fighters tier list. You have. I think I've done the best British fighters of all time video before, Jim. I think I've done that before. I've done that video before. Biggest fraud check tier list it is with 12 votes coming in at 67%. You absolutely love to see it, chat. You absolutely love to see it. Let us make a thumbnail for the biggest fraud check tier list. Let us update the streams thumbnail. There we go. You got a tier list there. You got a tier list there. Bang. That goes there like that. We need a fighter that's been fraud checked. A fighter that's been... Someone shout out a fighter that's been fraud checked. Someone name out a fighter. Brother, choose to lose all of our money. Now you must face the consequences. I just saw another Aspinall's leaving the UFC video. As another team member, Tom, has denied it. No, yeah, Tom's not leaving the UFC. Tom's not leaving the UFC. Like the stream, boys. Like the stream. I'll never make a bet with you again if you choose that. It's Saturday US time, you mad fool of a thing. I told you I'm abducting a day for the horrible lock of the week. That's fair. Can we count Talbot versus Barcelos? No, I don't think Talbot... Well, Talbot's on the list. Yuri's jaw. Okay, Talbot's on the list, but he's not high up the list. Do the best Scottish fighters tier list right now. Chris Duncan, Louis Sutherland, if he hasn't already been cut. Chris Duncan and Louis Sutherland, and that's it. All right, we need some text. We need some text. Checked. We need some text. Yeah, checked. Done. We need one of the arrows. We need one of those good old arrows recently used. Yeah, boom. Checked. Sick. Is JDM fraud check? Till versus Woodley? Larry and... Dude, Larry and... That's the one. Larry and... Although JDM in the thumbnail, that's brutal, dude. JDM in the thumbnail is fucking brutal. Actually, I hate to say this, but JDM crying is like perfect for a thumbnail. JDM crying. That's perfect for a thumbnail. Oh, I hate this so much, but it's so good. I hate this so much, but it's so fucking perfect. Oh god, I don't like this. Oh, I hate this. I hate that I have to do this. It's so perfect though. We'll get Patchy Mix on there. We love him, but it's brutal. We do love him, but oh shit! All right, you remove the background. Patchy Mix for sure. Patchy's going on there. Larry O'Douglas already had a bunch of losses on his record. He did. All right, there we go. Oh, that's a thumbnail right there. That's a thumbnail right there. Okay, let's do this. Let's get this all AI'd up, and we'll get a proper thumbnail, and we'll get a title for the stream. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That's a brutal one, dude. That's a brutal one. How is JDM losing the number 2 contender of fraud check? That's legit. And so I don't think JDM has been fraud checked. I'm going to have him very low on the tier list. But you have to admit, that's a fucking thumbnail right there. Orably is definitely going on there. Orably is definitely going on there, 100%. I'm just making up the thumbnail, that's all. You got to admit, that's his thumbnail right there. Alan will fraud check. Pico absolutely got fraud checked. Badly. Kaya Sakura, yeah, Phil. Kaya Sakura kind of got fraud checked. Mansur Abdul Malik was never good. Nope. Where is it? Copy. There it is. Oof. That's a thumbnail there, chat. That's a thumbnail. Bo Nickel by RDR. Yes, Bo Nickel got massively fraud, especially with Bo Nickel saying that he was going to... What was it? Saying that he was going to destroy Khamzat Chimaev, that him and Khamzat Chimaev were going to be fighting for a title in the future. Bo Nickel's a massive one as well. Edit. UFC fraud check tier list. Done. Updated. Done and updated. We're ready to go, chat. We're ready to play the game. We're ready to play the game. There we go. All right, cool. We can actually do the tier list now. Excellent, chat. Excellent. What a wonderful time we've had, chat. Haven't we all had a wonderful time? Let's read some chats. Let's get into it. Why is my chat window smaller than it used to be? There it is. Cool. Top 10 guys losing to other top 10 guys isn't a fraud checking. No, I disagree, Nacho. I think like back in the day, you would have a very real point. But unfortunately now, the UFC does this thing where they'll feed a bunch of people a whole bunch of cans to get them into the top 10. So I do think top 10 guys can be fraud checked. I absolutely do think they can be. The UFC puts them on their, what is it called? Their plant program, where they try and convince all of us that they're good fighters, and then when they actually face some real competition, they get fraud checked. Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green. Grant Dawson's one. Tier list dating life. Which countries being in the best expats for dating? Oh, great one. Greece. Taliesin Teixeira was massively fraud checked. Yes. Ante Delija. Oh, there's so many. All right, let's start off with Jack Della Maddalena. Since he's on the screen, we have Jack Della Maddalena right there. Let's start off with Jack Della Maddalena. Now, Jack Della Maddalena was not fraud checked. He just fought the best fighter in the world, okay? He fought the best fighter in the world, and then he had his confidence rocked a little bit, and that's why he lost the Carlos Prates fight. So JDM is going all the way down there. He does not count as a fraud checking. It was an unfortunate turn of events. Okay, Malcolm Wellmaker absolutely got fraud checked. That little Phil Malcolm Wellmaker. Now, Malcolm Wellmaker is the one that lost to Ethan Ewing, the blockhead, right? Malcolm Wellmaker lost to the Ethan Ewing blockhead. No, I don't. Why do Balkan Muslims drink rakia? Because they're not real Muslims. You can't just say Greece, you're biased. You have to do the whole list. Greece is the best. Greece is the best. For women from other countries, Greece is the best. JDM is redeemable. He can come back. JDM's redeemable. JDM's not A tier. JDM's not A tier. JDM's not A tier. JDM is absolutely D tier. I wish I could put him lower. Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm was a huge fraud check. Oh, Ronda Rousey. What happened when she fought an actual fighter? Ronda Rousey. People said Ronda Rousey would be able to beat Floyd Mayweather. She was going to beat Floyd Mayweather. What about Ronda Rousey? Santiago Luna? Remind me about Santiago Luna, please. Malcolm lost to another guy as well. Dude, Malcolm Wellmaker. Yeah, that was a big one. Tate versus Holly Holm is a really underrated fight that people forget, man. Misha Tate versus Holly Holm is an underrated fight. That is an underrated fight. Ronda had already beaten Tate twice. Who beat Holly her next fight after Ronda. It's just a bad style matchup. True, Misha Tate was a MMA fighter. Tate Holm is one of my favorite fights ever. Okay. I'm going to put Ronda here at C tier because it was still early on. But Ronda definitely gets to go on the fraud checklist. Malcolm Wellmaker. I think Malcolm Wellmaker is your quintessential fraud check. Comes in with a lot of hype. Doesn't even fight someone that's in the UFC. Fights literally a jobber. Literally fights like some guy off a building site. Gets absolutely embarrassed. That is your quintessential definition of a fraud check right there. Yeah. Yeah. You can't call a champ who defended the belt a bunch of times a fraud. I think we can, because she didn't fight all styles. So once she was in there fighting a different style of MMA, a huge hole in her game was there. People are just calling a bad loss a fraud check. I know, I get what they're saying. I understand what they're saying. Andrew Tate, S tier fraud checking. S-tier fraud checking from Andrew Tate. He lost to a reality TV show contestant when he went around the entire world saying that he was a multiple-time world kickboxing champion. Andrew Tate is an S-tier fraud checking. Luna's undefeated. Thug Nasty subbed his ass. Bryce Mitchell subbed Andre. All right. Where was it? Santiago Luna? Dude, imagine losing to Bryce Mitchell. Dude, imagine. I don't remember this fight at all. I think this might have been Bryce's last fight, right? I don't remember this fight at all. Where would you put him? Deep one? Where would you put Santiago Luna? You let me, dude. You let me know, dude. Malott versus Magny was a bit of a fraud checking. That was a bit of a fraud checking. Matt Serra fraud checked GSP. Connor fraud checked Aldo. Kind of different. Not really the same point that we're making about a loss. Not really the same point. Like Matt Serra, like GSP had fought wrestlers before. Aldo had fought strikers before. Not really the same thing. Peyton Talbot, he got fraud checked by Barcelos. I don't know. I'll put that, I guess, with the hype that Peyton Talbot had. But Peyton Talbot has then gone back and like redeemed himself and learnt that skill. You know, Peyton Talbot has then come up and gotten good wrestling. What's up, Muzzo? Good to see you, dude. Peyton Talbot went and learned the wrestling, so there was definitely like a skill gap that he needed to fill in. Lima at C tier. We'll chuck Lima in C tier. Peyton Talbot, I don't know. Good strikers make Ronda Rousey look terrible. They do. Tate is smoking hot. The fapping leaks out there. Don't Google Misha Tate, the fappening. All right, fan, stick it back in your pants, dude. Wellmaker is the king of the fraud. He's your quintessential fraud check. Like that is your just like, if you need a definition of fraud check, Wellmaker is what it is. Andrew Tate boxing fraud check was actually pretty big. By that time, nobody cared anymore. No, by Christmas last year, it was pretty big news. Luna took that fight on 6 days' notice. Another example of someone not being a fraud. Okay, all right. So where would you have him, Nacho? Lena at B or C tier? Nacho, with those two examples, has to be kidding. They weren't fraud. Yeah, I know. They were just like losses. Talbot was like a 20-1 favor in that fight. Was he? Shit. What rank is Peyton Talbot? Let it rip, chat. It's yours to know, chat. What rank is Peyton Talbot's, chat? Where do you guys put him? Where do you guys put Peyton Talbot on the fraud check list, chat? Where do you guys have him, man? Sergey Pavlovich was kind of fraud checked by Tom Aspinall, and he's never been the same since. He was a heavy favorite. Tom Aspinall was coming in a week's notice. Sergey knew that he was always going to be the backup. Stylistically, okay matchup. Sergey had fought plenty of strikers before. Since then, Sergey has learnt to take it a little bit slower and has adapted his style. I don't know if Sergey got fraud checked. Sergey had fought other strikers and passed that test before. I don't know if he got fraud checked. I don't know about Sergey. I don't know. Ruffy was looking like he might be one, but he redeemed it nicely. Ruffy did get fraud checked by BSD. That is true. Ruffy did get fraud checked by BSD. I think we need to define fraud check. A fraud check's like a vibe, you know, when they were meant to be all that and then some, and then it turned out they were actually never good. That's fraud checking. You were meant to be all that and then some, but then when you actually got tested, you were never good. Adesanya was fraud checked by Strickland. No, he wasn't. Adesanya was not fraud checked by Strickland. I love that big dono went in. Dougie has to stay on. I do, fan. It's good fun doing the metered streams, isn't it, dude? B tier, I reckon beating Cejudo doesn't do much for you in this day and age. Yeah, but the way that he did it, right? Like he lost to Barcelos because of the wrestling, and then Cejudo was like, sweet, I'll just wrestle him. And then it didn't work out that way for Henry Cejudo. I just like Peyton, but he only got fraud checked once. He has proven himself since. I agree. Kaio fraud checked by Imavov. Kaio Baralho fraud checked by Imavov. Again, I think that's just losing like a hard matchup. I wouldn't call that one a fraud checking, you know? I wouldn't call that one a fraud checking. Darren Till got fraud checked. Sorry to say this, Joel, but Duncan did get fraud. Chris Duncan did get fraud checked. He should have beaten a 37-year-old Renato Moicano. That's a fraud checking. Duncan is a fraud checking. You know what it is with the fraud checking? It's when you're against a level of competition that you should beat. You should beat that level of competition, and it's actually shocking how bad you lost to that level of competition. It's a mix between the amount of hype that you have coming into the fight and how much of a favorite you are. Chris Duncan is almost an S tier level fraud checking. I think that's fair. That's fair. That's an S tier level fraud checking right there. All right, 37%, 36%, somewhere between B and D tier. So that's C tier. He's C tier. Yair versus an injured Ortega. Yair Rodriguez versus an injured Ortega. Yair Rodriguez is a fraud. Chris Duncan was a fraud check because he was never on. No, that's an S tier fraud checking. Fraud check foreign women to date. German girls A tier. Total letdown. Okay. I thought Duncan would spot Moicano. RDR fraud checked by Brendan Allen. RDR fraud checked by Brendan Allen. Yes. Rainier de Riddler was fraud checked by Brendan. Yes, exactly. Now we're on here. RDR. Yes. He should have beaten Brendan Allen. RDR, quitter. The great quitter. The great quittening. RDR, the king of the quit. The legend of the quit. The man. Now, this guy, two-time one champion. No. Two Division 1 champion. God, they need to change that fucking name. 2 Division 1 champion. Loses to fucking Brendan Allen. Quits to Brendan Allen on the stool. You are a 2 division champion in 1 championship. That's meant to be the biggest MMA league in the Asia, in the South Pacific region of the world. You lost to fucking Brendan Allen. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, RDR. You embarrassment, you filth, you weasel of a thing. You filth of a thing. What's up, Badge? How are you, dude? Urseg got fraud checked by the universe. You know what, Badge? You can get out of here for that Urseg slander. RDR won his 5th fight in 12 months. No, he should be beating Brendan Allen. He should be beating Brendan Allen. I would say a good fraud checking is Robert Whittaker KOing Ikram El Escaran, but Ikram should never have been fighting Robert Whittaker. The skill level was too high there. Whittaker was always going to beat Ikram when you look at the skill levels, right? It's sort of similar when you talk about RDR versus Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel is just some wrestler who had 3 fights in the UFC. Was it 3 fights in the UFC? And then he's in there against the 2-time one championship champion. The one championship champion should have beaten Bo Nickel, right? RDI did not get fraud checked. RDI absolutely did get fraud checked. He did. He did get fraud checked. Costa kind of got fraud checked by Mirzakhanov. Costa was never highly rated. Costa was never highly rated. He won the other 4. He cheated against Robert Whittaker, fan. People forget, man. He cheated against Robert Whittaker. He did. He cheated against Robert Whittaker. Oliveira fraud checked the featherweight Tapuria. dude, Justin Gaethje fraud checked Tapuria. Patchy Mix, yes. Oh, the hype coming into the UFC around Patchy Mix. All the MMA hipsters out there. All the MMA hipsters out there that were talking about how you really don't know just how good Patchy Mix is. Now he can't even go and get a win at Ryzen. Now we're talking about some higher level fraud checks right here. Now we're getting somewhere here. Yeah, that's some high-level fraud checking right there. Oliveira did not get fraud checked. No, Oliveira did not get fraud checked. Any Bellator fighter in general, yeah, all of Bellator has been fraud checked. All of Bellator, I like that. Chandler maybe, great in Bellator, but 2 in the UFC. Yeah, Chandler, Michael Chandler, definitely. Dougie, I can't believe you're talking this way about RDR, but I'm right, though, fan, I'm sorry. Duncan in S tier is insane. I get trying to rage, baby, but it was by no stretch an S tier. He wasn't even right. No, he's definitely an S tier. Dude, it's Moicano. Moicano has his collarbone hanging out of his neck. Alan slightly fraud-checked Milky Costa. Slightly, yes, slightly. Mandel Nallo got a first-round KO fraud check by Jai Herbert. Destroyed him. Did you put Oroblai in there? Yeah, Oroblai needs to go in there. Let me get Oroblai. And then we'll talk about where we put these guys. Let me just get all of your names, and then we'll talk about where we put these guys. Let me get Oroblai here. Oroblai. Oh, shit, I just copied and pasted the wrong name. Control-C, Control-V. Oroblai, UFC. Oroblai. Oh, this fucking mectic Oroblai. This fucking idiot of a bloke. This fucking chimpanzee of a man. This fucking fool of a thing. These fucking... Alright, we got Patchy, we got Oroblai. Sage Northcutt. Sage Northcutt was massively fraud-checked. Massively fraud-checked with Sage Northcutt. With his stupid fucking hand on Sage Northcutt. Huge fraud-check. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, that photo of Sage Northcutt will never not be funny to me. The blonde-tipped hair. God damn it. He looks so Aryan. He should have been so good. He looks so Aryan. Why did he turn out not good with such an Aryan look? Jordan Vucenic fraud checked by Duncan. Jordan Vucenic was fraud checked by Chris Duncan. Nah, that's Chris Duncan. It's very low level of competition. Uros Medic got brutally fraud checked by Putin. No. This is just a striking matchup. Anyone could have lost that one. That's not true. MVP is like 4-1. The exception proves the rule. John Jones fraud checked Matt Hamill. Okay. What's up, MMA Master? How are you, dude? Kevin Lee. Oh, Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee. Talk about hype coming into the UFC. Kevin Lee. Talk about hype coming into the UFC. Oh, man. Kevin Lee. What a dick. What a dick of a bloke. God damn, Kevin Lee is such a dick. Just straight up, he's such a dick of a guy. Fucking Kevin Lee. Serge's face breaking was a little sad. They shouldn't have made that. It is sad that Serge Northcutt's face broke open. That is sad to see, yeah. Izzy, the first time he was put in against a grappler, never an MMA fighter, always a kickboxer. No. He fought that blonde black guy. And he did quite well early in his career. What was his name? You guys know the one. He had blonde hair and he was black. Izzy fought him very early in his career and he did quite well. Tony Ferguson was fraud checked by Gaethje. No, that was just the end of Tony Ferguson's career. Rebeles de España. Rebeles de Spain is a great one. Magnifico, El Fenomeno. El Fenomeno Rebellis de Spain. Yeah, that's a great fraud checking right there. Oh, the hype on this kid. The hype on Rebellis de Spain, yeah. Oh, mate, it was good times. Good times. The Armadillo? No, Anthony. So we all knew what Anthony Smith was and was always going to be. And then his brother became more famous for tasting food. So funny watching Kevin Lee's life go to shit. 8 rounds of sparring, 5 minutes of running. No complaints from you, Dougie. 8 rounds of sparring and 5 minutes of running after. No complaints from you. Oh, that's right. You went to sparring and back. Nice one, MMA Master. I see you two have experienced the crucible of a good workout. People forget, man, James Vick was 9-1 in the UFC until Gaethje ended him. People do forget that, man. BSD fraud checked by Paddy Pimblett and Moicano. I'll put BSD on there. I'll take BSD. I'll take your BSD. I'll take a good BSD checking. Derek Brunson, that's right. Good wrestler. Izzy handled the takedowns just perfectly. Despain already won the list, damn. Do we think he can come back? He is going to come back against Taito Ibasa. Are we calling Anthony Smith subbing Vitor Petrino a fraud checking? Yes. Yes, we absolutely are. And I think Vitor Petrino is still a fraud. I think he's still a fraud. I don't know why Sergey Spivak just stood there and allowed Vitor Petrino to beat him up. Again, Titties was doing quite well against Vitor Petrino. Yes, Vitor Petrino, it has been fraud checked, is still a fraud. His career is going fucking nowhere. Yes, Vitor Petrino, absolutely, dude. James Vick, have you put Bellemere and Esther? Oh, of course, Bellemere. Can we get a photo of Bellemere with her mum? Can we get a photo of Bellemere with just her mum? Unfortunately not. There are no photos of Bellemere and just her mum. That's alright. Bellemere it is. I'd love to have a photo of Bellemere and her mum, but that's okay. We'll just get Bellemere. Excellent stuff. Dariush started the gent. People forget, man. It was Benil Dariush that did the original chinning. Dougie takes BSD when he's palms down during Pilates. Okay, thank you, fan. Do we class Taito Ivasa as a fraud check or a fall off? That's a fall off. Did Jamal Hill kind of fraud check himself? Dude, I've been fucking saying this forever. Jamal Hill never should have been there. Jamal Hill is a fraud. He never should have been there, but I don't think it's a fraud check. I think just Jamal Hill was fighting at a level too high for him. Armin got fraud checked by Gamrot? No, he didn't. Did Taito Ivasa ever beat anyone good? Derek Lewis, kind of. Brendan Schwab's comedy career. Okay. Let's do the serious ones first, and then we'll add Brendan Schwab's comedy career. Ben Askren, people forget, man. Masvidal fight was super hyped. It's a close fight. Dude, not even that. Ben Askren lost to Robbie Lawler. Like, he won the fight, but he shouldn't have. That fight should have been called. Ben Askren lost to Robbie Lawler. Ben Askren can go on the list. All right, let's get through these ones, right? Okay, I'm behind on the stream, but Kevin Lee is the fraud check. Yeah, Kevin Lee might be like the S tier. What's up, Justin Kennedy? How you been, brother? Xingmeng Yang was fraud checked against Johnny Walker. Holy shit, he was. He had no idea how to stop Johnny Walker from cutting off the cage. He was brutally fraud checked by Johnny Walker. See, that's a fraud checking. That is a fraud checking. Yes. He was meant to be the Chinese Carlos Ulberg. Couldn't handle a kick. That's what I mean. He's self-fraud. He did kind of self-fraud check. Hill was a fraud, just popped up and got a decision against an old man for a vacant belt. Yeah. He did. Maybe Jamal. Maybe at the end of this list we'll chuck Jamal Hill on. Colby fraud checked Armin's wrestling. No, Armin went through a grueling year. He's the most active UFC competitor all year long. You know, these things are going to happen. Pena fraud checked Amanda Nunes. No, Pena did not fraud check Amanda Nunes. All right, so B tier fraud checking. These are just some standard fraud checkings. All right, we're moving Smotherman and Ming Zhang Yan down to B tier. A tier fraud checking for Ben Askren. Ben Askren was hyped up by the hardcores massively. By Joe Rogan, by all the hardcores. They were saying he was the best welterweight in the world, and the UFC was too scared to get Ben Askren into their welterweight division. This was the narrative. For those of you that were not there back in those days, Joe Rogan and the hardcore, today they're Patchy Mix fans. Today they were the Patchy Mix fans. But 10 years ago, Ben Askren fans were the Patchy Mix fans of 2025. He was so thought of as the boogeyman, hiding around outside of the UFC, that Dana White was too scared to sign. He comes into the UFC, gets instantly fraud checked by Robbie Lawler, lucky win by him, and then Masvidal sleeps him in 30 seconds. Less than 5 seconds. Askren is a fraud checking of fraud checking. A fraud checking of fraud checking. Did Whaley fraud check Suarez, or is Suarez just better than everyone but Whaley? No, I think she's better than everyone but Whaley. Never compare that Asian bum to King Carlos Ulberg again. He's exactly the same. They thought he was going to be the Carlos Ulberg of China. People are not going to like it, but as soon as Hamzat fought someone his actual size, he got punked. DDP is his actual size, so I kind of disagree with that one, brother. Been good, man. It sucks that I haven't been able to be around for the streams, but shit, my life is going great. Hey, it's way better that shit in your life is going great than you're in here at night, Justin Kennedy. I hope your life is going good, dude. Ryan Spann got fraud checked by Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker. Ryan Spann was never hyped. The guy with the Superman tattoo on his chest, never hyped. Islam Dulatov got fraud checked by sudden infection. Okay. Mesbeat Seraperov got fraud checked by his own lungs. Ruffy was kind of fraud checked. You know what? Mauricio Ruffy has been fraud checked by BSD. I mean, if you don't stand there in front of him with your back against the cage and allow him to will kick you, what has he got? Really, what has he got? Like, if you don't stand with your back up against the cage, what has he got? Ruffy is a bit of a fraud check. I agree. That's a wise and smart call there. I agree, Jim. I still can't tell if Dougie's being sarcastic with his almond glaze. No, I'm not being sarcastic with my almond glaze. If Holyoke fraud checked Ronda, then Pena definitely fraud checked Nunes. No, because we know what happened there. Ronda never had the skills to fight a capable MMA fighter. Amanda Nunes didn't take Pena seriously and took the year off. They're completely different. BSD lost his first fight in the UFC, then lost like 4 more times. Not really a fraud check. Yeah, we'll put BSD low on the list. Bo Nickel got fraud checked by RDR. I don't think you can say that because Bo Nickel never should have been in there with someone of the talent level of RDR. It's like when you're fighting talent that you should be fighting and it's shown that like you should win this one. Not only should you win this one, this should be easy for you. Holy shit, your entire career has been a lie. I'm going to be vulnerable and admit that I was hype on Askren. There you go. Fan remembers the days. Askren was S tier. There you go. People want Askren higher. Pena Nunes was just a shit night. Yeah, it was thoroughly redeemed. It was thoroughly redeemed. It wasn't redeemed, son. RDR fought 5 times in 12 nights. Country bunch away. Plus, everyone did really think he looked like a world champion. He should have beaten Brendan Allen. It's Brendan Allen. He should have beaten Brendan Allen. Fastest knockout in UFC history is a wild way for his career to be immortalized. Yeah, well, and he died 3 times last year as well. People forget, man. Ben Askren died 3 times. Maya has better boxing than Askren. Askren has got no boxing. I'm pretty sure Kamaru's dad was fraud checked by the police. Askren was fraud checked, but to provide some context, his hips were screwed at the time he got into the UFC. Yeah, I know, but they like the people hyping up Askren didn't want to mention that, right? They were still hyping him up all the way into the UFC. Did Thiago Santos fraud check that Jones was getting old and not as good as he used to be? Thiago Santos won that fight. Thiago Santos fraud check John Jones. Ovince St. Preux fraud check John Jones. Fucking Dominic Reyes fraud check John Jones. Gustafsson fraud check John Jones. Saying Ruffy was fraud checked by BSD takes us back to any loss being a fraud check. I really think this tier list is pointless and I hate it. I think Ruffy is an A tier level fraud checking. He should have beaten BSD. BSD was levels below him. BSD can't fight. Ruffy comes straight out of the Fighting Nerds where they're meant to have jiu-jitsu off their back. He was super hyped up. BSD should have been an easy fight for him. I've only been in my job for 3 months and I'm already getting promoted. Nice one, Justin Kennedy. I'm heartily happy for you, dude. I'm very happy for you. It should have been interesting to see him in the UFC at his prime. I don't think he would have made champ, but it would have made himself a better account of himself. It would have made a better account of himself. I agree. Like, obviously, a younger, more prime Ben Askren with hips would have made a better account of himself than the Ben Askren that we got. Yeah, I completely agree, man. Allberg got fraud checked by Kennedy Nzechukwu. True. Carlos Allberg does belong on the list. He did get fraud checked by Kennedy Nzechukwu. Pena didn't fraud check. She didn't catch news taking the fight. So, yeah, they're different things, right? They're different things. Yeah, despite as a fake Kiwi, right? I'm just saying. That guy was fraud checked by Raja Jackson. Shut the fuck up. Three Kings fraud checked by DDP, who was actually African. Chat. What do we reckon, chat? I don't hate it, chat. I don't hate it, calling themselves the African champs and then the first guy to fight out of it. Now, I'm not saying they're bad fighters. I'm not saying that their careers aren't legitimate. I'm specifically talking about the African part of it. Izzy, trained out of New Zealand. Kamaru Usman, trained out of Nebraska. Francis Ngannou, trained and lived out of France. They all talked about how Africa made them what they are. Drickus, out of Africa, champ, has beat 2 of the 3. What do we reckon, chat? In an African fraud checking. In an African fraud... 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. In an African-only fraud checking, I think yes is the correct... Yes! The Three Kings UFC. The Three Kings UFC. Oh, that's a good one. We'll take that. We'll put that there like that. We'll put that there like that. And then we'll do... And then we'll do this one. Hang on, I'm not done, chat. I'm not done cooking yet, chat. Wait till I'm done. Don't judge it till it's finished, chat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll make that a group. Done. The Three Kings. Fraud checked by Drickus Duplessis. S tier level fraud checking. S tier level fraud checking from Drickus Duplessis to take out the Three Kings. Just beautiful stuff, Eddie. Tasty shots, Eddie. Tasty, tasty. Oh, God, I've moved the background. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus, Lord. God, help me. Oh, Lord Jesus. There we go. All right, let's get that shit out of the way so we can move some more stuff around. That's looking good, dude. Tier list is looking good, dude. Tier list is looking great. Harry Hardwick kind of got fraud checked, went from Cage Warriors champ to a finish via leg kicks and jaw broken. Yeah, Harry Hardwick has been fraud checked, yes. The Three Kings aren't fraud checked until Drickus runs over more women on his motorbikes. What the hell was that? What the hell was going on there? What the hell was that? What was going on there? What is that, chat? What is that? I regret donating for this list. This was a great list, chat. This was a great list. But as you guys can see, you've run out the clock, chat. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow where we will do a pick stream. I really appreciate every single one of you guys being here. You guys are absolute chads. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are absolute chads. Tomorrow, pick stream. Tomorrow morning, another video. It's going to be great, chat. Great tier list. Amazing tier list. People are saying, wow, what a tier list. Where's Alpeg? Alpeg, if Ruffy is a fraud check, then what does that make Fiziev? Shut up! Fiziev was fighting a much higher level in Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje's a striker. Fiziev is a striker. It was a fair matchup. Crazy work. Oh, shit! In by the buzzer. We have another 4 minutes to go, chat. We have another 4 minutes to go, chat. In by the buzzer. Hang on a second. We got 4 minutes on the clock, chat. The three fraud kings. We got 4 minutes on the buzzer. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jim, for re-upping your membership, dude. I appreciate that. Look at that, boys. And we're back, chat. Just like that. Don't cue the outro music yet. We got another 4 minutes to go, chat. All right, where am I up to? Let me read all of your chats then, since I missed some. I got me up the middle, three kings, fraud check, DDP. Never forget, man. I highly regret this list. Ruffy is a fraud. Read Alpeg. I'm ready to listen to Black Pearl by Jam and pass out. Get some sleep, Jimmy. Anshul Jubilee is a fraudster and got fraud checked by Sal. Killed that guy who barked. Anshul Jubilee was never hype. He's Indian. He's Indian. He was never hype. Fan hates black guys, confirms he'll fit right in here. I think Fan will do fine. All right. Bellamere fraud checking. It's women's MMA. We're talking about actual champions getting fraud checked now. So that does lower her fraud checking. However, Bellamere was the highest underdog, the highest favorite of all time. So that kind of like adds to the fraud checking, right? A tier or B tier for Bellamere. Was never a champion, didn't even get into the UFC, but had so much hype that we've never seen odds like that before. I'm still here, guys. I got another 4 minutes to go. I got another 2 minutes and 44 seconds. There's a clock in the top left-hand corner of the screen. It's a metered stream. Every donation. If you guys are new to the metered streams, I'm sorry, you guys might be new to the metered streams. Every dollar gets you 2 more minutes of stream time. Every dollar donated gets you 2 more minutes of stream time. I can be live until about 3:30 in the afternoon. It is 12:30 in the afternoon. That clock is now, what? That clock is now here in the top left-hand corner. This is a metered stream, chat. I'm off. See you, Mazo. Have a good one, brother. Have a good day at work. Namo Fazil. Name it. We're going to get through these ones first, simply kudos. I got to watch the Bella fight. Can someone tell me here? Fan? I'll give you a link right now in the Discord. I'm glad you asked, man. I'm glad you asked. Let me give you a link right now. Watch. I'll give you a link right now, dude. 1 second, brother. Give me a second. I'll put it in the Discord. Hang on. Dana White's Contender Series. Fan, make sure you use the Brave browser. Watch this on the Brave browser. I don't want you getting so many pop-ups your computer crashes. You might get some pop-ups, but not even close. There you go, fan. Use the Brave browser. There you go, dude. You're welcome. It's in the Discord, dude. It's in the Discord. Where am I up to? I gotta watch that Bella fight. All right, that Jennifer Meyer video you dropped today was hilarious. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that, brother. It was a good one today, dude. I had a great time making that video, man. Whores cost less per minute. Do you know this is fucking minimum wage? You know this is less than minimum wage, right? $1 for 2 minutes. That's less than minimum wage, right? You do realize that, yeah? You do realize that, right? I can't wait till you have 200k subs doing meter streams and have to be live for 48 hours. I'm going to increase the price. $1 will get you 1 minute. $1 will get you 30 seconds. $1 will equal 15 seconds. I'm going to increase the price, obviously. I bet he was hyped up in India. He was definitely hyped up in India, dude. Has anyone put together that I'm an unk yet? What country? Not New York City. Fan, I did think you were kind of an unk because you were talking about some of the old days. So I did think that you were an unk. I did think that. Oh shit, chat, here we are again. Man, that 4 minutes just cruised past, didn't it? What a crazy 4 minutes. Chat, I'll see you tomorrow. New video tomorrow. Whole new outro. New video tomorrow and the pick stream tomorrow where we get Nacho's Lock of the Week. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all for the donations. You guys are legends. Have a good one, boys. I'll see you then. I appreciate all of you. If you haven't seen today's video, it is hilarious. It's an absolute Dougie classic. Make sure you go and see today's video. Till then, see you guys. Goodbye.